Eileen, what is your view on sunbeds?
Oh, there's such controversy around it. It used to be very popular in the early 80s and 90s, but obviously skin cancer has become more prevalent over the years. So at this stage, it is taboo, but there are a lot of people that still, like to go, and there is definitely a demand for it in certain places. So it's a bit one of those things.
How are you planning on going on a sunbed? You didn't.
Hi, Dina.
I'm a little worried about the effects of skin cancer. So my personal view is not, in fact, to do that at all. So I appreciate there's some people who do want to do it, but I think my days of bronzing are over. Before we come on to Gillian, and just to remind people, we've just gone 8 o'clock. We're going to start in about two minutes, and we're going to quickly ask Gillian in a second what she's going to be talking about tonight. But we have a question that's come in, and it's a question that's very commonly asked, and that is about white squatter camps and whether anyone is in fact looking after white squatter communities as well. And just to update people, that question's come in a few times. Africa Tikkun, of which I'm one of the trustees, in fact delivered 400 parcels to a white squatter camp somewhere between Midrand and Centurion last week. The Pretoria Jewish community is also looking after a white squatter camp in the north of Pretoria. But the thing that we realize is COVID does not understand the color of your skin, neither does poverty. There is no difference in this between aid given to people of any color at all. There is no difference to the victims of COVID in any color at all. We are all South Africans, all trying to do our best for every single person in this country who's suffering during this process. So I appreciate there's some people who are very concerned about white people. Absolutely, you should be concerned about everyone, not just about white people. But no person, regardless of skin color, is being neglected during this process because COVID does not understand that.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, absolutely, Marilyn.
Luke Lamprecht, who is one of our, probably our leading children's rights activists, went with Miranda Jordan of Women and Men Against Child Abuse, and one of the investigators of the National Prosecuting Authority, to actually try and uncover what is going on with the reports that white squatters are not getting what the rest of us are getting. And what they uncovered is that there are a lot of pictures, old pictures, that were being distributed. But there is, right now, everybody is getting in turn what they have applied for, and there is no prejudice and no discrimination as when it goes to white squatters.
Cool. Thanks, Marilyn. So we're going to start in 1 minute. Just Gillian, quickly, you've joined us. Tell us what you're going to be talking about when you come on a little bit later.
Hi, Howard. How are you?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
Excellent. I'm going to be talking about how I got to start this dedicated eyebrow business. And then I'll be talking people through how to do a DIY at home.
That's fantastic. So welcome to all our panelists. A special welcome to Dan Stillerman. Dan is the man who greases all our gears and oils all our wheels here. And without him, we could never, ever have any of these panels. So we keep on telling everyone that we ruined his life about 2 months ago when we discovered he had Zoom licenses, and we asked him for help, and he did not realize that we would take over his entire life, and he doesn't sleep anymore. He doesn't do anything except help us in running all of these panels. And Dan, you ran your first panel last week.
I did indeed, yeah. The new Brave World of Work. It was good fun.
That's fantastic, and hopefully you will be on a panel this coming week, because we have a panel coming up on Thursday evening in the way entrepreneurs have in fact altered and changed their businesses and pivoted their businesses completely, and you will hopefully be one of our panelists. Is that correct?
I hope so, yeah.
So I suppose on that one, I may have to grease all the wheels to make sure that runs smoothly. But a huge thank you, Dan. Thank you so much to you for everything that you do for us. And to all the panelists, thank you. Dan is going to put you all back into the audience and bring you on one by one during the course of the evening. We now have over 1,000 people busy watching us at the moment. So a huge thank you to everyone. We'll be calling upon you one by one. And Dina, it's just gone 8 o'clock. How was your Shabbos?
Indeed. Yeah, very relaxing actually, and even more so during lockdown. So very regenerated, feeling ready for the new week, even though we never know what day of the week it is, but always happy that it gets to Friday, I have to tell you.
Now, you've put together this remarkable panel of beauty people and aesthetic people from right across the spectrum. How on earth did you dig them all up?
So I do have to admit that I do go to a lot of them. Beauty comes in the form of everything that you have to do, from your hair to your nails, to your brows, to your lashes, to your skin. And it's something that cannot be neglected. So a lot of these people I personally recommend, because I do go to them. And not only that, but these people that are on our panel today actually service many celebrities in South Africa, many high-profile individuals who trust these people and individuals with their appearances. So trust me, we will not lead you astray. And we've only lined up the specialists and people who will help people tonight, because in lockdown, people don't know what to do with their hair. They don't know how to cut it. I know myself have had a few issues with that like razor thing, which Glenn will tell us all about. And having to cut family's hair, always not such an easy thing if you've never done it before. And hopefully we'll give some really good tips tonight.
Dina, I'm shocked that you go to all of these people, because I always understood that you were completely natural.
Oh, completely have nothing.
While Dan takes Glenn off the stage, because Glenn's the last one remaining on the stage just before we begin.
Glenn doesn't want to leave. Glenn's on 2 profiles. He doesn't want to leave, so we're going to leave him here.
There Glenn has gone. I want to tell everyone that this is in fact the 19th panel that we've run, courtesy of the South African Jewish Report. You know, we're continuing to publish. We've been publishing every single week during lockdown. We're delivering to Diskems and Pick and Pays and Checkers and spas around the country for those people who are going shopping. And for those people who are not leaving their home, we've also been delivering through to townhouse complexes and blocks of flats as well. Thousands and thousands of people every week are still getting their copy of the Jewish Report. But if you're not, you can get it online. www.sajr.co.za. You can download the entire edition of the Jewish Report online if you're not getting it in hard copy. But it is amazing, even at this time when advertising has dried up, even at this time when no one is going into the office, we are continuing to publish. And not only that, we've converted the entire Jewish Report into a media company, and this is the 19th panel that we've done. We've had doctors and medical specialists, we've had psychologists, we've had health and fitness gurus, we've had business people, we've tried to kickstart the South African economy, we've played games on Saturday night. Dina, last week, we in fact played The Bachelor and Bachelorette, is that correct?
We did indeed, and it was really successful. It was a really fun night. I think hopefully we made 2 nice matches. Our Bachelor and Bachelorette were fantastic. Our Bachelorette in Ricky Breast and our Bachelor in Josh Margolis. I think it went fantastically well. Our feedback was incredible. So I think really a really successful evening.
And we've played The Amazing Race. We've had a cooking show which attracted more than 3,500 people. On our one on Kickstarting the South African Economy, we've had more than 20,000 people. But this is made possible because of you, because everyone watching has been so kind, and we've received so many donations at the Jewish Report to allow us to continue. So I'm going to ask Dan just to show our advert one more time, because we're sure there are people who want to be able to give a donation. And I'm going to tell you straight after this the amazing prizes we are going to give away for people who make donations to the Jewish Report this week of more than 500 Rand. So Dan, play our advert, please. Hi, I'm Howard Sackstein, Chairman of the South African Jewish Report. And we at the Jewish Report believe that Jewish organizations would be made or broken by how they serve their community during this impossibly difficult time. Our first decision was to continue to publish and to deliver newspapers not just to shops, but to people's townhouses and apartment blocks as well. Because feeling part of a community is one of the greatest services we could ever deliver to the Jews of South Africa. Our second decision was to create a platform for information, education and entertainment for the entire Jewish community and for South Africa as a whole. Over the past few weeks, we have created Zoom panels that have attracted tens of thousands of viewers. Some of the best healthcare specialists in South Africa gave practical advice on how to stay safe during Corona. Psychologists taught people how to stay sane, and wellness experts made sure that our minds and bodies were kept fit and healthy. One of the things we are most proud of is how we have highlighted the work done by so many Jews and Jewish organizations in feeding the needy and producing masks for both our own community as well as the townships. But now we at the Jewish Report face our own challenges to survive as advertising dries up. And so we are appealing to you. If you are one of our 55,000 readers, or if you are amongst the tens of thousands of people who have enjoyed our Zoom panels, now we at the Jewish Report are asking for your support. Please give generously to us so we can continue to publish and continue to serve you in this remarkable fashion. So Dina, I want to tell you that we have some incentives for people tonight to make a donation to the Jewish Report. And I want to run through some of those incentives because the people who give us tonight, first of all, to the 4 people who give us the highest amount tonight, one of our sponsors of tonight is in fact Mantis Security, and they are going to give you a guard for one night, whether you're having a function in your home or if you're going away. Mantis Security is in fact going to provide a security guard for outside your home on any occasion that you in fact want. And that's going to go to the 4 people who give us the highest donation tonight. But that's an amazing prize. But I want to tell you, we're also having some draws. So, for example, we just saw Colleen Cerebro, and Colleen Cerebro is going to give us 3 facial kits that will allow you to do your own face at home, together with a virtual consultation. That's going to go into a draw to anyone who gives us more than 500 Rand tonight. You've seen Gillian. Gillian from Brow Express has given us 3 vouchers for Brow Express. It's going to go into the draw. And Morgan Taylor, we've got 3 Morgan Taylor hampers, which include 3 glove travel packs, 3 gelish, and it's just amazing. You give us more than 500 Rand tonight, you're going into the draw. That's 9 prizes, but I want to tell you about the 10th prize. Because, Dina, the one thing that you must know, the moment lockdown is over, we are going to go, and you know where we're going to go to?
Where are we going?
We're going to the Kruger Park. Because we don't have to get on an aeroplane, we can drive there. We don't have to see lots of other people. We want to get out into the bush. I think that's everyone's fantasy. And I don't know if you've ever been to Mdluli. One day I was driving home from work. I drove past the James and Ethel Gray Park, and there was this unbelievable tented safari camp set up in the James and Ethel Park. It was amazing, and they've gone and they've built this in the Kruger Park, and they've done a partnership with the local community, the Mdluli community. And this is a communal development facility. And Dan, I'm going to ask you to actually play the Mdluli video, because I think when people see this, we are going to give away, if you donate to us more than 500 Rand tonight, we are going to put you into a draw. And one of the people who give us more than 500 Rand tonight is in fact going to get a 2-night stay for 2 people, dinner, bed and breakfast at the Mdluli Lodge in the middle of Kruger Park. Dad, show people this video.
Sure. Well, I have to tell you, that looks at this present moment like heaven on earth. I think everyone who's been locked in their house for the last couple of weeks would give anything to go there.
And I reckon that's going to be the first thing that opens up some time in the bush. So we've got 10 amazing prizes that you can go into the draw. We're going to draw them after the show tonight. When we send out the recording of tonight's show, we will include all of the winners in that. So let's just go through the prizes.
Just to get back to that, there's more prizes that are coming in. All right. So Skin Renewal, will be from Dr. Maureen Allen, who will be on the show as well, is donating 5 Hydra Touch facials valued at 5,000 Rand. So that too will be added to our wonderful draw.
Wow. So we've got those 5 facials. Mdluli Safari Lodge is giving 2 nights for 2 people, dinner, bed and breakfast in their lodge in the Kruger Park. We've got 3 Morgan Taylor hampers, which include glove travel packs and gelish. We've got 3 vouchers from Brow Express. And we've got 4 one-night security guards for any function that you have to the 4 people who give us the largest amount tonight. And from Colleen Cerebro, we also have 3 facial kits, virtual kits with consultations that she's going to give away this evening. And that is to everyone who gives us a donation of more than 500 Rand tonight. You go into the draw and we'll let you know the winners tomorrow. So
and can I add more? Sorry, and there's more. If you call in the next, I'm joking. So David from Carlton Hair has also added that he is also going to give away a Zoom color and 1,000 Rand hair care hamper, which is also fantastic. So the prizes are rolling in unbelievable from all of our participants tonight. Really,
so Dan, we've actually come up with the easiest way ever for people to donate. We've shown the bank account details. We've shown the Zapper and the wallet doc.
We've put it in the chat as well, but we've got another step.
We've got another step. So just to make it easiest for you, we're going to put up a poll. And if you can click on how much you want to donate, the poll is now up on your screen. And so you can give us 180 Rand, you can give us 360 Rand to support the Jewish Report. If you give us 500 Rand, we'll give you a free entry into the draw. If you give us 900 Rand, we'll give you 2 free entries into the draw. If you give us 1,800, you'll get 6. At 3,600, we got 10 entries in the draw, and more than 5,000, we're going to give you 20 entries into the draw, and we're going to do those draws straight after the show tonight, and we're going to let you know tomorrow who those winners are. And we've got so many unbelievable prizes worth thousands and thousands of rands to give away tonight. In fact, that Mdluli Lodge one looks so spectacular. I'm taking out my credit card. Is it inappropriate if I win?
Howie, there may be T's and C's that apply specifically to you, but I just want to tell you that the Mantis prize is actually for 2 nights.
Is it for 2 nights?
For 2 nights, for 48 hours. And that's for the 4 highest donors. So, so it's even bigger.
So that's absolutely fantastic. I see.
Get your parents to enter, Howie.
Sorry, what was that, Dina?
Get your parents to enter. Well, it will be audited, just so you know. The results of the draw will be audited.
Definitely will be audited. So Dan, we're going to put up that poll a few times during tonight. Is that correct? So if you want to wait a little bit and see some of the people doing it, we will make sure that that we pull up the poll 1, 2 or 3 times tonight.
30 people have already donated, so that's amazing. Thank you. 31
people. Let's leave it up for 1 more minute, and then we'll bring it back a little later. But we've got like 12 prizes at the moment. You've got like a 50% chance of winning an unbelievable prize tonight. So that's absolutely fantastic. So Dina.
Yes.
We've got men's grooming. We've got Glenn from Sorbet Man, who's doing some grooming for us. He's going to be looking at beards. He's going to be teaching us how in fact to shave our heads. Who else have we got?
Sure. So we've got Glenn, who again, will be there from Sorbet. Also from Sorbet will be Eileen, who'll be helping us show how to do massage. We've got Debbie from Sparkle, who is going to be telling us what to do with our hands, our nails during this hard time, and that harsh sanitizer we've all been using. We have got Gillian from Brow Express, who is going to be showing us what to do with your brows for men and for women. We have David from Carlton Hair, who's going to be first up. And then we've got Dr. Maureen Allam, who runs the clinics that are called Skin Renewal all over the country. They do health, they do anything that you could possibly imagine in terms of beauty. And we have Donna Kadar from also the skin area, where she'll also be showing us how to wax. She'll be showing us what products to use, discussing all skin issues. So we have a full lineup, head to toe, for you for this evening, that will hopefully you'll come out groomed and, as we say, putting you back on the map, ready for your first appearance back into the public arena.
Fantastic. So Dan, let us take the poll off. We'll continue the polling a little later on tonight. And Dina, let's commence with the show.
Let us kick it off. So David Gilson from Carlton will be taking us first. We're going to bring him back onto the panel. And David is going to be imparting all of his knowledge that helps all the superstars in South Africa with their color, with their looks. David is the go-to guy in terms of hair, and we are very lucky to have him on this evening. And yeah, again, as he mentioned, he literally treats people he's got a salons in Johannesburg, he flies to Cape Town, he flies to London, because people will wait to have their hair done by the people that they trust. So we're just trying to get his camera on. Looks like the camera's on, but looks like it's in the dark. David, are you with us?
I am with you. It was on earlier on. I don't know.
It just looks like it's dark. I mean, we can sort of...
I was on earlier.
It's in night vision.
Okay. My wife's just going to help you. It was on earlier on.
It was working perfectly. Do you want us to...
I can see a bit of a shadow. It's not entirely black. So maybe you're just prepping for your big reveal.
I know.
I don't know what's happening.
All right. I don't know, David, maybe if we're just waiting for you to get your camera right, maybe we should move on to Glenn. I don't know if you wait or...
It was fine just now.
Okay?
We can certainly see lights and things. It just looks like something's busy covering the camera.
Or unless, David, unless you want to try on your cell phone.
I'll go on my iPad.
Okay, so why don't we do Glenn quickly, and after Glenn, we'll come back to David.
All right, perfect. All right, so we are going to bring up Glenn from whilst David just gets his technical challenges sorted out. Glenn's got double trouble coming up. So we've got Glenn on both cameras because we need him to really show us the detail in this, because as I said, Glenn, I did try and give my husband and my son haircuts. I would say I was a bit more successful the second time, but if you haven't really used those razors before, they are a little bit trickier than one would expect. And there's actually a lot of skill that is involved. This is a lovely picture of Howard Saxton trying to do his own home job. Which leads us to why this is
it was a disaster, Glenn. I need help. I tried with buzz clippers. I then went to scissors, and now I'm not allowed out in public ever again.
Without a hat.
Why are you connecting our moms up?
So, Glenn, we're losing you on the volume. I don't know if you can make it a bit louder.
You hear me?
We can hear.
Not so well, Glenn.
Not so well.
Let's swap which one is muted and which is unmuted.
Is that better? Can you hear me?
Much better. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do it that way. Evening, everyone. How are you all on this fine evening? So what I'm going to be doing is, Howard, I'm going to demonstrate for everyone here just how to sort of do a basic clipper haircut. So what I've done on my son, I've prepped like 80% of the haircut already, and I'll just show you guys how to clip on your clipper sort of attachments and everything else. So I'm going to be introducing to my little boy. He's sitting down on the screen. That's Josh. Say hi, Josh, to everybody.
Hello. Hey, Josh.
Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. What's happening here?
I love this. It's a whole family effort.
Yeah. I'm trying to
did you
swap the
make
camera around, so
Yeah.
can you guys see me on the other camera?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, cool. Okay, no problem.
Perfect. It's very useful to have an in-house barber, I would say, at this particular
Yeah, my boys are very lucky, and they're always nagging me on for haircuts and everything else. Okay, guys, so just to keep us quick and short, you guys can see I've already cut his hair. I've prepped his hair on the one side here. I've used, you guys can get you can buy yourself a set of clippers, like a wall clipper, like a sort of a home clipper, but one that preferably has a little taper lever like this. And I've clipped on with his length here, I've clipped on a number 4 clipper guard, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys just quickly how I'm going to sort out this lot here. All right, are we ready? So you're going to use a little comb. You're going to move a little comb like this. So just a nice little live haircut. I'm going to ask my cameraman if he can come in a bit onto the hair. Can you guys see that?
We can. So Glenn, are you just using because I know there's a sort of a methodology in terms of how you cut the hair from the back.
Yeah.
So you can start off with whatever you think the highest blade number would be at the very
I would
back.
always use the highest clipper guard number. So they come in various sort of guard sizes. So you get from a number 8 down to a 6, right down to a number 1. But with his length hair, I chose to do to start with the number 4 and then work my way down to a number 2. And I'll show you guys how to get some blending quickly and like really quick and easy and simple. Where you don't have to, you don't have to be too much of a pro, but you gotta have a bit of a nick with the hair. But it's really easy, guys. You see the little movements that I'm doing? Really simple. Okay. So I'm going to attach my number 3 guard. Can you guys see that?
So that's around the ears and the sort
That's around the ears. Always, when you're cutting your son's hair, your husband's hair, guys, always take the ear out of the way. Can you see I'm folding the ear out of the way? And I'm working the clipper around the ear in this manner. Can you guys see that? And then once you have you want to blend the top in a bit. You guys see it's quite weighty there. There's those little bits that's always hanging out and all of those things. So I'm going to show you how to blend that through. If you don't have scissors, if you've got kitchen scissors or whatever the case may be, take your biggest guard like a number 6 or a number 8. And I'll show you guys how to blend that through. Really easy. I'm just going to cut. I'm combing the hair to the back. And I'm just going to take that little weight down. Can you guys see that? And it's really simple.
Okay, so you actually put a higher number on to do that.
A higher number. I've clicked on a higher number just to blend in. If you're comfortable using a scissor, you can most definitely do that. Take your scissor and you can just cut those little bits hanging over there. Can you guys see that there? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissor. Just comb all the hair over to the one side. And you see the hair sticking out of your fingers there? That's what you're going to be cutting away. Really easy, guys. Everything over to one side. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Glenn, Josh looks so nervous.
He does, eh? He does.
Have you done this?
I told him how many people's viewing. You got a shock of his life.
Doing great.
So I tell you one, Josh, you're very famous.
Exactly. And tell me, from the front, how do you start cutting it from the front? See, Dan's also in. Dan has had hair problems a little bit of.
I'm watching closely here. I must say, I actually bought myself a wild clippers on Wednesday.
Do you have one?
Clicks with 15 seconds before they closed, and I bought it. I'm watching very closely here.
I'm also
Okay,
watching.
guys. Okay, Dan, check here number 2 for those sides. Okay, remember to clip them on nicely, and always keep your finger firmly pressed when you're working your clipper.
Okay, so it's always press on the bottom of that. Huh?
Yeah, just keep it, just in case you have a slip moment, you know? You don't want that to happen.
No. And then also just around the ears and stuff. So you don't change the angle of that blade, hey? It stays consistent.
So it stays consistent. You see, I'm keeping it flat against the head.
Yeah.
Guys must remember the head rounds here, right? So the clip is going to leave the head before the head rounds. Before the head rounds. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. You can see the 3 of us are seriously watching this.
I see. Everyone's like quiet. You guys are quiet. I'm getting no questions from everybody here. So guys, we want to clean up around the ears. Just
questions. Glenn, let's just tell people, if people do have questions, there's the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. Click on it, ask us any question you want. We'll pass it on to Glenn. And because I'm sure there are a lot of people questions. My one question is that slip knot on the top of your head. How can we just cut that off?
This one here.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. I think you keep that.
I'm going to definitely keep that. Yes, definitely. Oh, maybe we'll shave it off sometime. So guys,
Glenn,
quickly, quite important.
Someone is asking us the question: should you do this with wet or dry hair? What's best?
I would say damp hair, towel dry, damp hair is better. Okay. So just quickly around the ears. I want my cameraman to come in here. So I've taken off all of those little attachments, and I'm just going to clean the hair off just around the ear on the edges. And that's all. And that's it. Do you guys like his look?
Awesome.
And good, you make it look so easy.
He does, hey?
It's really simple. It is easy.
Glenn, can you go over again? What is this? You called it a taper lever thing.
A taper lever.
What's that?
This taper lever. So that adjusts the lengths. So for example, just a quick example, if you're clipping on a number 2 and your taper lever is all the way closed, it's a number 2. If you wanted a 2.5, you're going to open up the taper lever. So it gives you that bit of more length as well to work with.
Yeah, that moves the blade further.
It moves the blade forward. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And then also, I want to show you something what you can do. Can you guys see here on Josh? He's got all of these little stray hairs that's in the neck there, and I'm sure that bothers a lot of kids. All those little stray hairs and those things, right? A quick demo on how to clean it up. I've opened the taper lever up, and I'm just going to work those little stray hairs off from his neck. You guys see that?
Glenn,
So
how often are you doing this to Josh?
Sorry?
How often is Josh having a haircut under lockdown?
Well, the last time we had a haircut was when they were about a month into school. And then when the lockdown started, we just didn't bother cutting any hair. And then I thought, hey, I said, boy, your hair looks long. I think I'm going to use you as a model today. You know, so it just so happened that his hair's still long.
Josh, when you zoom into school, do they complain to you about how long your hair is?
No.
All right. Okay. Are you guys happy with all of that? Any other questions, guys?
Well, Howie, do you feel comfortable and confident now to catch up?
Guys,
how you still got to reach to the back?
The hair on the top. If you don't have a scissor, moms, dads, or the wives cutting the husband's hair, clip on your biggest guard number. Okay? Clip on your biggest guard number. What you can do is you can just work it with the growth of the hair. What it's going to happen is it's just going to thin out the hair and remove any bulk and thickness that's happening. Can you guys see that? I'm not actually cutting a lot of hair, but it's taking off, it's removing some bulk and those waves that tends to happen at the back as well. All right.
Glenn, can I ask, for people like me who have been gifted with a lot of forehead,
Yes.
What number should I be cutting on?
Do you still want a bit of hair on the sides?
Yeah, I think so.
Number one.
Number one.
Number
okay.
one down into a half.
And how often should I be cutting?
I'd say every 2 weeks. Should keep you every 2 weeks. Yeah, definitely every 2 weeks.
And Glenn, what product should you be using?
Sure.
Sorry, how you want?
What was that? Oh no, I was going to ask a question that's come in. It says, what happens when one side is shorter than the other on top?
So one side is shorter. What happens
than the other on top? I presume you go for the lowest common denominator and you cut everything symmetrical to the lowest common denominator.
Exactly. So you guys can see I've done on the tops, on the sides here of his head, I did a number 4 and I did down onto the edges at the bottom into a number 2. So it kind of like gives it a nice sort of symmetrical taper. I don't know if you guys can sort of see that.
Mm-hmm.
Finishes nicely as well. Okay.
Yeah, and what kind of products are guys using products in their hair now? Are they like? Did you put a gel in that as well?
Definitely, yes. So my favorite go-to product is American Groomed. That is available at Sorbet Man. So they've got the pomades, they've got the shampoos, they even have beard care, all of the above. I know Josh likes the American Crew sort of a hair gel, like a light hold hair gel, because it controls his hair nicely for him, especially for him and his brother. Both of them, I get them a tube of American Crew hair gel, and that's what they love. Me personally, I like pomades and waxes and those type of things as well.
Glenn, are you actually at one of the Sorbet stores, or do you only do training?
I do training, and I do cut quite a bit of hair as well. Sometimes I help out at a store, but not ever so often though.
I don't think we realize how lucky we are. Glenn is the trainer. He is the one who trains all the barbers, all the people you see at Sorbet Man. So we are exactly busy.
So Glenn, someone wants to know who cut.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Josh. You look fantastic, hey?
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Glenn, who cuts your hair? Someone wants to know.
Whatever barber is available, and also sometimes my wife. I've actually trained her how to cut my back and sides. I actually have a little video that's loaded on my phone about where she. Just a short little clip. I've taught her how to do my back and sides for me, and I told her, you leave the top alone, you leave it totally alone.
so Glenn, there's a question just come in from someone who says, what happens if you're alone and you have to cut your own hair with clippers? What should you do?
Sure. What? Mirror. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And the mirror, and that's going to help you cut your hair. It's going to be difficult at first, but it takes a bit of practice, but definitely use another back mirror, and then you can sort of see, you can work yourself, you can work it behind your head as well. You have to have a mirror. I've done it before as well, so I was forced to cut my own hair during lockdown. Then with my second haircut, I called my wife, I said, Wendy, please come here. You need to come and help me to come and cut my hair. And I showed her quickly how to do it, and she got it right, quick, like really, really quickly. I was shocked. She did a good job.
So, Glenn, when you do it yourself, front to back or back to front?
No, I will go up on the side. I will go up on the side, all the way around. You look in the mirror, and you go all the way up to the side. As
and
much as what you can.
Is it possible to blend it if you're alone, or is that just too difficult?
Yes. Work with your highest guard number, and you work your way down to the lowest guard number. That way you will blend away all of the lines.
Fantastic. Now, what about men and shaving?
Men and shaving. Okay, I'm going to close this one up here, and I'm going to chat to you guys through this one here. Okay, so guys, here's a little makeshift thing that you can take a little cardboard cutout. Okay, you can take a little cardboard cutout. That's what I've done. I've taken one of my boys' old hardcover books, and I've cut out a little U shape over here. Now, you know, some of the guys that have that, they've got that beard. I think, what's the guy name? It's on the panel as well. The ginger with the GoPro.
Ginger
So
with
he
the
could
GoPro,
actually, yeah, he could actually use something like this, you know, because I mean, it's always good to go to your barber where they can put the beautiful shapes in for you. I'm sorry, I'm using my wife's little razor. It's a new one. You can kind of like use this thing. This little cutter will give you a nice angle. If you wanted a little chin strap, you can place it right there, and you can shave out right there. Can you guys see that? Okay. And then up to that area there. If you want a nice full beard as well, a nice full look, you just take it, like you sort of place this thing right where your hairline starts there, and you angle it up right up to your mustache area or below this area, and you can clean up all the hair on those areas, and that'll give you a beautiful little nice shaped beard as well. So it works as a little template.
Nice little cheat sheet.
Sorry?
So it's a nice little cheat sheet. I don't think anyone.
Yeah,
really...
it's a nice little cheat. Exactly. It's a nice little cheat. Yeah.
Fantastic. So when next we see you, we expect to all be perfectly well groomed. I'm going to go down to a 1. None of this little bushy wild bits on the top over there.
Say again?
I say none of the bushy wild bits on the top over there for me. And I'm going straight into when you cut your own hair, in the shower,
Yes.
Do it in the shower, over a bath, outside.
Well, put yourself in front of a mirror. Cut your own hair. If you're cutting your own hair, put yourself in front of a mirror, working with another mirror as well, right? And then afterwards, obviously, take a shower afterwards to get rid of all the loose hairs. But definitely, if you are alone at home, I would say get yourself a little back mirror and just cut up with a clipper like I explained earlier on. And start with your highest number, be on the safe side, and you could always work your way down lower as well. All right.
And Glenn, last question.
Yes.
Or 2 questions. One, someone is asking whether YouTube is working, and I've checked. YouTube is definitely working. And
yes.
And the last question someone is asking is, how long is your top knot?
Okay, I'll take it loose. There we go.
Oh wow, that's a serious top knot.
Yeah, I'll take it loose, and then you guys can see. Yeah.
Perfect. Glenn,
right.
Thank you so much. That was unbelievable. I'm going to go practice a little later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you call me up anytime. I'll help you. No problem.
Thanks so much. And we hope to see you in one of the Sorbet stores really soon.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thanks,
guys. Thanks, everybody.
Glenn, thank you.
Thanks, Dina.
Thanks.
So, Dan, do you think Dave is back and hopefully we can put him on?
I've been looking for Dave. I'm not sure what name he's under, so I can't find him just yet. So we can give him a couple more seconds. I don't know if he mentioned anything to you.
Let me ask him what name he is.
While we're doing that, while we're looking for Dave, maybe we can bring back Chad Nathan, Ginger with the GoPro, and let's see what Chad is actually doing in the townships round about Cape Town.
Welcome, Chado.
Chad, you're on mute. Fantastic. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Chad, who on earth are you other than Ginger with the GoPro?
So Chad Nathan, aka Ginger with the GoPro. I've been living in Cape Town for the last 4 years, and I have recently been documenting the nationwide lockdown for the last, I think we're on what, day 51 or 52? So for 52 days, I think. It's been incredible. Well, not really incredible. It's been incredible to capture it, and it's just been amazing from a photographer point of view. Sorry, I should say
Chad,
that.
you're a photographer, you're a videographer, you've done some of the most beautiful haunting scenes of a deserted Cape Town from a drone. Those were all yours. I think everyone's probably seen that. But you've also been doing unbelievably good work raising money for causes at the moment. Tell us what you're doing. And I'm going to ask, while you're talking, for Dan to start playing a little video montage that you've put together of what you're actually seeing in the townships.
Great, thank you. So when day one came, 26th, 27th of March, I decided to go out. I got my permit to go document the lockdown. And with what I had been documenting, just like from seeing the empty streets, I decided to go a bit further and go see what was happening, you know, in the townships and what was happening with all the homeless people. And what I saw and what I captured, and with all the videos that I created, I could see that Cape Town, and not just Cape Town, all over South Africa, people were really going to struggle, and starvation was going to be quite a big thing. So I knew within the first week that with everything I had captured, I was going to start a Back a Buddy campaign. And you can see here in these visuals here, I went to Khayelitsha, I went to Mfuleni, I went to Gugulethu, I went to the Cape Flats. You know, these are areas that I think most Cape Townians have never stepped foot in. You know, no one really knows what's going on outside their bubble. And I wanted to raise money. I knew people were going to need the help, as you said earlier, how our government has done absolutely nothing for these people. And I decided to start a Back a Buddy raising hope. In the first 2 days, we raised 100,000 rand. And within, sorry guys, I know it's lagging a little bit there. Within the first, 4 or 5 days, we raised over 350,000 rand. And we are currently sitting at 409,000 rand, which is absolutely amazing.
So tell us where the money actually goes to. Dan, I'd like you to play that video again, but with no sound attached, because it was conflicting with Chad as he was talking to us. I think people couldn't actually hear that. So if we can just play the videos without some sound. So you decided to raise some money. You're feeding the homeless, and you did a Back a Buddy campaign.
Yes.
And in 72 hours, you raised 300,000 rand.
Yeah, we raised 300,000 rand. What first started off, I mean, I got into this because I was raising money. I met someone, the founder of Ladles of Love, Danny Diliberto, and he really inspired me. And I went on and I met with so many other organizations. I started working with Brad Stern, with Cans with Purpose, and this is also with Africa Tikkun. I started working with Breadline Africa. I started working with the refugees. I started, as I said, Ladles, and I decided to, initially I was only going to give each organization 37,000 rand, which I ended up giving them 50,000 rand each. And, you know, I've given those 4 organizations 50,000 rand each. I gave the refugees also 50,000 rand each. There's a lady in Sea Point named Claire Socken, and she told me, she said, Chad, I need any amount just to help these people, because, you know, they're not South African citizens. The government's not looking after them. Is there anything you can give? And I decided to give her 50,000. And I've been helping small organizations. There's One Bag Full, which helps the people in Langa. There's Africa Awake, which also helps the refugees in Johannesburg. And I've just been helping every small little organization that I hear about, or people reach out to me. And yeah, as you guys see, I have a goal of 500,000 rand. We have another 91,000 rand to go, and I'm pretty sure we'll reach that goal hopefully in the next 2 weeks, maybe even sooner.
Well, Chad, we'd love to be able to help you. Dan, I want to know if you can go back to the video and just put on the Back a Buddy image of where it is. So if you would like to help Chad get to 500,000 rand raised, really, to help the community, he's giving to different organizations he's delivering, and he's going out into the townships every single day. So it's www.backabuddy.co.za/raising-hope 2020.
Yeah,
so
Chad, maybe you want to write that in the chat so people can click on it.
I'll go write that in the chat. And then Howie, just one more thing I'd like to add. You know, with all these, with everyone donating and helping and giving back, I decided also to, you know, give back as well. I teamed up with over 10 to 15 different brands, some of my favorite brands. And these brands very generously said, Chad, we'd also like to give back. And for everyone that donates, your name, just like how you guys are doing with the South African Jewish Report, your name goes into a draw. And we were doing it every night. I decided to stagger it because I think doing a competition every single night, it was exhausting just for me. And, you know, some of the prizes that we, like currently we are giving out a Sealand gear bag. By the end of the week, or next week, I'll be giving out a GoPro. I'll be giving away, trips in and around Cape Town. So yeah, you guys should definitely check the link, donate whatever you can. Every little cent helps and goes a long way, and just follow the journey. You can, follow me on Instagram, Ginger with the GoPro. And, as Howie said, every single day I'm in the townships, documenting what's going on, helping, the people that need it.
So Chad, I just want to read you some of the comments that are coming in the comments section. The Ilana says, what reference must we put on the EFT?
Also, can you put on the details on the chat, which we will do?
Cool.
What a mensch, well done. And we've got from the Rosebank Sunday Market, they're giving away 500 Rand to Chad's cause as soon as a voucher to spend at the Rosebank Market for Chad's cause. So Chad, that's for you. Linton says, please put up the banking details. Dean Cohn says, remarkable individuals like Chad are making a marked impact in this time of need. Amazing work. People have called you tzaddik. Glenda says, amazing Chad, keep going. Our world should be blessed with people like you. That's from Glenda and Simone.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
And so, Chad, a huge thank you. You're sitting at 409,000. Let's see, it's an unbelievable cause. What you're doing is absolutely, absolutely amazing. So please put in the chat how people can make donations through to you. And we'd love to be able to try get you to 500,000 Rand.
Thanks again. Thank you so much for having me, Howie, and to the South African Jewish Report. You guys are doing absolutely epic work. Keep it up. And I'll definitely be tuning in again when you guys do the next talk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chad.
Thanks, Chad. Keep going. Keep going. All
So
right. Managed to find David.
I haven't found him. Howie, have you found David?
Let me go look for David right now.
Sorry. It's like, where's Wally? But we will find you, David. We will bring you on. He's on his iPad. Should be under his name. But really just remarkable work that Chad's done. So in terms of anyone hasn't seen his imagery and his video work, it's just phenomenal. So really go try and have a look. But we hope that you are getting lots of insights at the moment. And as soon as we bring David up, we'll get additional hair info. I know that Glenn's demo for me was very insightful. Dan, I could see you. I mean, you got your equipment ready. Are you going to do it?
Ready to rock and roll. I needed that lesson. I mean, I can have the best tools in the world, but I need to know the process, the step by step.
Exactly. And he does make it look so easy. Yeah. So I think
yeah, absolutely. If David's not here, I know that Debbie's waiting in the wings. So
let's bring on Debbie because I'm having some difficulty finding David.
Okay, Debbie is under Debbie K. Okay, so Debbie's up on the way.
All right. David, I promise we will get to you. We will find you.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Deb. How are you this evening?
I'm good, and you, Dean?
Good. Sorry. So I know we were just having a bit of a technical issues.
That's okay.
Obviously you're involved with Sparkle, Jellish. Tell us what we should be doing at this time. I know everyone's like their nails, they're jellish, they didn't take it off in time. What should we be doing now with our nails?
It's been an absolutely crazy experience, this lockdown. I think that before we went into lockdown, not really knowing what was going to happen, everyone was panicking. Do I have my gelish removed? Do I have my gelish put on? I don't know how long it's going to be. And, it's always so funny because we've always said that gelish soak-off gel polish will last for up to 21 days. And in truth, whoever waits 21 days to have their nails done, as soon as you get that little bit of regrowth at the back, you're straight in your salon and you're having your nails done. So we've never really tested it before. But I think all of us have really experienced that gelish really can last for 21 days. Not that we want it to, but it's been really difficult. Also, the government didn't see nails as being an essential product, which was something that I literally argued for 28 days, phoning every single DTI number I could find, emailing every single person I could get my hands on to explain to them how much of a necessity being able to look after your gelish absolutely is for a woman.
And so what else do we have at this time? So what do people do?
So at this stage, we've got a lot more options. Before, you know, we had no options. And even though I was being asked, can we soak with acetone? The answer was absolutely no. What I'd love to do is just very briefly run through a quick presentation on how to love your nails during lockdown. So I'm going to go through that briefly, and then afterwards I'll come back and have a chat to you if that's okay with you guys.
Fantastic, please do.
Great. All right, so let's get going over here. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Can you all see that?
Yep, that's up.
Okay, so how to love your nails during lockdown. I think this has been something on the majority of women's minds. And one of the questions, the biggest question we had during the lockdown was, can I remove my nail application at home? As I said before, we couldn't, but now we definitely can, as long as it's done correctly. You know, there are many people have got nail lacquer on, Morgan Taylor nail lacquer or nail lacquer, which is easy to remove with your preferably non-acetone nail polish remover. If you're wearing gelish soak-off gel polish, I'm going to talk about removal in a second on that. Gelish dip, also the same removal process as your gelish soak-off gel polish. With gelish polygel and your liquid and powder acrylic, it makes it a little bit more difficult. And I know that at this stage, if you are wearing these brands, it really is a tough one because you're going to have the regrowth, and it's difficult if you've got that regrowth, what to do with it, but I'll talk you through that. The biggest thing we want to prevent is damage being done to your natural nail beds. The beauty about the gelish brand, gelish soak-off gel polish brand, is that the whole system is designed to do as little damage to your nails as possible. Nail technicians are taught how to work with this product and how to remove it. And up until this stage, if you were going to a salon, it really wasn't your problem. Not all salons may necessarily do it correctly, but we do train them how to do it correctly. About 4 years ago, we started retailing, well, Gelish has been available online for about 4 years, and I'm going to talk about Gelish online and tutorials, etc. in a minute. But this is really what we want to prevent. What not to do with your nails. These are real life pictures that you're looking at of damage that is done to your nails when, you know, inappropriate or incorrect treatments are done at home. The one thing you don't want to do is you do not want to forcefully remove your artificial nails in any way. You don't want to overbuff the natural nail plate. You don't want to forcefully push back your cuticles. This was a teenager's nail, and she was doing cuticle work at home on herself using implements that weren't sterilized properly. And you can see that this kind of damage is lifelong and forever. You don't want to pick or peel any dry skin at your cuticle. And please, please, please do not soak your nails in 100% acetone. Even when we had no option of being able to purchase your soak-off product for your nails, I still said, rather leave it than soak with acetone, because the damage that's done to your nails will take you so long to fix and will leave your nails in such bad condition. It's really just not worth it. So as you asked, and as we've been asked so many times, how do I love my nails during lockdown? So we have what is called the Gelish Soak-Off Gel Polish Pack. This is available on our website, Sparkle SA, which I have asked Dan to pop up on the chat, the website address, and I'll show you the website in a second. But in your pack is everything you need to be able to do a soak-off effectively. It really is a simple process, and you don't need to stress about it. The best advice I can give you is just keep the pressure off of the nail file and keep the pressure light when touching your natural nail or your nail with your product on. Your nail buffer is the 100 by 180, the gray one, and the 240 by 240 file is used to file your free edge of your nail. When you're going to break the seal of your nail for Gelish, which everything I'm showing you is available in the video on our website, which is www.sparklesa.co.za. If you go to the Gelish page, the soak-off technique is there for you to see on a video. And when you're working with the soak-off, the first thing you're going to do is use the smoother side of the gray file to break the seal. Now, breaking the seal does not mean going to war with the file and your nail. You don't want to apply any pressure whatsoever. You just literally want to break the seal. And I'm going to use my unicorn pen. I probably could have had a file, which is in the other room, so I'm not going to go get it. But anyway, it's the same technique. But when you're using it, you want to hold your file in your 2 fingers like a cigarette and literally balance it with your thumb, because that will apply as little pressure. What you don't want to do is hold your file tight, because when you file, you're going to get so much pressure from your arm that you're probably going to file right through your gelish and then hurt your nail bed. So you want to keep the pressure really light. Just break through the seal, apply your soak off onto your cotton wool pad, put it onto your nail, wrap it with tin foil. Make sure your tin foil is shiny side in, just the same as cooking, and wrap it really, really tight, like airtight. And then you'll leave that on for 10 to 15 minutes. And when you finish, it should come off. Be careful not to scratch your nail too much when you're removing your gelish soak off gel polish. And then remember to use your Nourish cuticle oil after. When you buy a gelish soak off pack on the website, this is what it looks like and this is what comes available. You're also able to get your products from any sorbet, any salon that uses gelish soak off gel polish. They're all retailing, and for us, the more salons that are able to retail, be it all independent salons or sorbets, the better for us. We want to share the love and the benefit with all our beautiful salons who are struggling so much in these times. Whoopsie, sorry about that. So this is our website, and on our website you'll see we have our shop available. And as I said, gelish soak off gel polish has been available online for 4 years. It's nothing new. We've actually been working on our website for about a year now, and we managed to get it up the day after it was announced that nail brands were available and able to be purchased for retail for home care use during level 4. So we were really grateful for that. And yeah, you can go onto your shop and order. We're going to do an unbelievable giveaway today, besides the hampers that we've given to the Jewish Report to give away to help them raise money. Any orders that you purchase online before Friday, the 22nd of May, we will do a random gift, a random raffle, and one lucky person will win their entire order at no charge. So all you're going to need to do is go onto our website, go onto the shop, place your order, and then email us your order number on info@sparklesa.co.za. Dan, if you could put that up, I'd appreciate it. info@sparklesa.co.za, and you will go into a raffle to win your entire order for free. In addition to that, to work with Sorbet, our very, very treasured clients, we would like to give 2 gelish applications away to be taken up at your favorite sorbet salon as soon as they open. Baruch Hashem, may it be soon, soon, soon. And you can choose your favorite sorbet, and that will be a gift from Sparkle and Gelish South Africa. So that is our website page. And then just to stay home and stay safe. I think I'm going to swap back to us now. Need to see how to do this. Sorry, guys, bear with me.
Like where the share screen. There we go. Perfect. And Deb, there's a lot of people complaining about their hands being very rough and not really in great condition, their nails, especially from the hand sanitizers. What can they do about that?
So can I ask you quickly, am I still on share screen or am I off share screen? Okay,
no,
good. Fantastic.
Screen.
Thank you. I need a bit of assistance. Multitasking is not my strong point. Okay, so first of all, as you said, Dean, yeah, we've all been looking for hand sanitizers with as much alcohol content as possible, and it's really causing such a drying effect on our hands. So the best advice is just keep them moisturized, keep your moisturizer with you, and just moisturize throughout the day. I know that I've now put my hand moisturizer sporadic, different stations in my house, and everywhere I see it, I just quickly put some on. Don't wait for your hands to get dry to use it, because then you really have a lot of work to do. And also to keep your cuticles nourished. If you're wearing gelish, then you're going to use Nourish cuticle oil. And if you're not, and you're wearing Morgenthaler nail lacquer, then you want to use Remedy cuticle oil. If you've got nothing on your nails and you're just hand sanitizing the whole time, then the best thing to get is a product called Morgan Taylor Daily Alexa. And the way Daily Alexa works is it works by penetrating into the nail plate, and it forms a protective coating around the keratin in your nail. And that really adds strength and flexibility within your nail plate. You just apply it on your nails daily, once a day for 2 weeks, and that will really make the most unbelievable difference to your nails. And then from there, you're good to go with whether you want to use your gelish soak of gel polish or your Morgan Taylor nail lacquer, whatever it may be.
All right, and one more
keep your
question.
nails.
Yeah. Should people
Sorry.
be? So should people
Sorry.
be trying to
You go.
Sorry, you're gonna carry on. Sorry.
So I just wanted to say, and also keep your nails short. I mean, even if you're wearing product on your nails, you want to keep them as short as possible, because then you're going to have the least chance of breakages, of breaks in your nails or splitting or whatever that may be. And please, I'm asking you guys, I know that whilst we're at home, we're doing gardening, we're doing cleaning, we're doing all these things that maybe we didn't do before. If you've got gloves at home, please use gloves, protect your hands. They really are being taxed a little bit more than normal. And just remember that nothing is ever going to replace your treatments done in a salon. Over the past week, I've been doing a lot of motivational talks with our nail techs and our nail therapists of South Africa. You know, it's something to remember that even whilst our salons and distributors are able to retail products, the nail techs and the therapists who are employees of these salons are sitting at home with no potential way to get to work. Even if there are the salons going underground, they're not getting the opportunity to do that. And they really are desperate. Most of them don't even have product at home because it's company policy, and they're just sitting at home like victims. You know, the government has said that one of their biggest concerns are the women of South Africa. But I have to tell you, that it's the women of South Africa who are the therapists and the nail techs, and a lot of the hairdressers, and they've been affected the most. Doing these webinars with them and just watching them crying on the screen because they are so helpless. Just make sure you get back to those salons as soon as you can. These salons need your support, they need your business, and we want to have product at home to look after our nails now. And if we go into lockdown at a later stage again, I just get back into those salons as soon as you can to support all these incredible people that give so much love to us all every single day.
All right, thank you so much.
Deputy, there are a few questions, if we can quickly ask, that have come in from the audience. The one is, does the alcohol sanitizer promote sunspots on the back of your hands? Any idea to that one?
I haven't heard of that at all. And, you know, I never like to, I don't profess to know everything, and I don't like to answer a question that I'm not certain of. So as far as I've heard in the industry, absolutely not. I haven't heard that at all. Okay, I just want to say, Howard, can I just say one more thing? Because obviously working with the industry, I'm on industry groups all over and on webinars on hygiene standards and hygiene protocols. I want to assure the women of South Africa, or whoever's on this webinar tonight, that you cannot believe the hygiene protocols that are being put in place by Sorbet, by independent salons, and by the industry as a whole. There are going to be such strict hygiene levels and standards in the salons that please don't fear going back into salons. It's going to be safe, and it will probably be the safest environment for you to be in. So I just want to assure you all that the industry is working tirelessly morning, noon, and night to ensure that you all safe.
Debbie, we have to be quick. We've got questions. One word answers.
Perfect.
I've grown my gel out to see how my nails survive. They're still split and damaged. How do I repair them?
If you're going to if they're still split and damaged, best thing to do is get a soak-off polish pack, remove it, and then use Daily Alexa for 2 weeks, and your nails will come right at that stage, and then you can decide where to from there.
Next question. What was the name of the nail product from Morgan Taylor that you use on nails that have no gel or polish on them?
Morgan Taylor's Daily Alexa. If you go on to Sparkle SA and you go on to Morgan Taylor, you will see Morgan Taylor Daily Alexa.
Next question. I have gelish put on at the end of February. I still have remnants on my hands. Try to soak off with non-acetone remover and foil, but there are still remnants. What can I do?
Once again, get a soak of gel polish, gelish soak of gel polish pack. and that will help you remove the rest, or else you can just allow it to grow out, making sure you're using cuticle oil just to keep the nail healthy and strong growing out.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Can
My
I tell you,
pleasure.
we know that you do a lot of work with Sorbet. Sorbet is part of the Long for Life group, and I'm happy to tell people that who have donated and will continue to donate during the show that we have 5 Sorbet surprise hampers from Long for Life that will also be added to the prizes that we'll give away tonight.
Awesome.
Sorbet, I think, is one of everyone's favorite brands around the place. A huge thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a beautiful evening.
Thank you. Dan, we also have some polls that we are doing this evening, asking people some very bizarre and weird questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's pull one up.
So the question is, I would rate my ability to look good or to ability to look after aesthetics under lockdown. How would you rate your ability? Terrible. I can't ever go out in public again. I've made a little progress, but can't wait to see a professional. I've done okay. I think I may keep up the self-grooming thing, or I'm entering Miss South Africa or Mr. South Africa the day after lockdown finishes. And we will stop that poll in about 5 seconds. 70 people have voted so far. And shall we end the poll and show the results? And I'm about to share the results. And 59% of people say that they've made a little progress and can't wait to see a professional as soon as lockdown is over. And with that, I'm happy to tell you that we found David, and I'm busy promoting him onto the panel right now.
Marvelous. Talk about a build-up. I think, David, yeah, you've definitely got us onto a build-up. We're hoping that we can see you. Your camera.
Let's unmute and turn on the camera and see what David looks like. So far, his camera is off on his laptop.
Okay, there goes the sound.
Alison.
And how's your video going? Can you take off your video?
Or turn on your video,
yes, I will.
David?
Sorry, I mean turn on.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Mazel tov and welcome.
I went on 3 different devices, but we're back now. I don't know what happened there.
I think we built up the expectation, Dave. So now there's a lot of
yeah. Now there's so much pressure on me. There's 2 things I'd like to say. Thanks for your patience, and I'd also just like to say that just send my support and love to everyone in the beauty industry. It's been really tough for us. It's the longest since I was 18 years that I haven't worked in a long period. So it's really, really, it's been tough. And then the second thing that I'd like to say, and I don't get to say it often enough, is thank you to the Jewish community, because their support is everything to me, and your support, and I feel part of the community, and without it, my career would never, ever, ever have been what it is today. So whether I'm in London or Cape Town or Johannesburg, it's just always the love and support of the Jewish community that's got me where I am now. So I really, really supported, and I really feel so supported by everyone. So thank you.
Well, I know the feeling's mutual from all your clients and everyone that you make look gorgeous every other day.
So these are like unprecedented circumstances. So we never knew we'd sort of get into this position. And we thought in the beginning of the lockdown, it would be like 4 to 6 weeks, and then we'd be able to start doing people and that. So we're always coming as a company up with new ideas to try and help our customer in the position that we never thought we'd see us in. So firstly, we work with an Italian brand called Davines, which is loved by a lot of people in South Africa because it's eco-friendly and it's, it's very natural, and people really love the product. And it never had a long online presence before, before the lockdown. So complete hair suppliers, which supplied Davines to the country, went quickly online, and now you can buy any Dave & S products online. So you can either go to Complete Hair Supplies or just phone any Carlton Hair salon, and they'll talk you through buying products. And then the next step that we went on to is that we started something called Zoom Hair. So you actually buy a Zoom package from your stylist, or if you don't have a stylist, you can call any Carlton Hair at the moment. Although they're closed, it goes through to our head office, and we can put you in touch with the stylist who will do an online consultation on your hair. And then within a few days, we will choose a color for you, and a color package will be couriered to wherever you are in the country. So I've done people in Plett, I've done people in Durban, so it's actually been really, really fun. So what will arrive at your door will be your color with exact mixing instructions, a tint brush to apply the color, a gown so you don't get color on yourself, and a free sample shampoo and conditioner that you can use after your color. So we will send you a little video first on exactly how to apply the color. And then when you're applying the color, we will do it either on WhatsApp video or on Zoom and show you exactly step by step how to apply the color. And it's actually been really, really fun. I've had such a good laugh with some people because 1 or 2 women have got their husbands to do it. And that's been really hysterical because some of them are like, you're not doing it properly. And these top businessmen, and there they are, like being nervous and trying to apply the color. And I'm also getting a little bit scared because I might be out of job one day because some of these men are getting really, really good at applying the color for the women. So that's where we're at the moment, because that's legally the only thing we can do now is send the color packs. And obviously, it doesn't replace your hairdresser because we can't put, obviously as hairdressers, we've, had lots of experience and we often use quite a few different colors. So it's a temporary measure to get you through this period. And especially now, in the second stage of the lockdown, a lot of people are starting to go back to work, and they're in the office and they don't want to have the gray hair, but they still can't go into a salon because we're not an essential service, which I don't agree with, but that's the way it is at the moment. So it's a nice way of getting your roots done, toning your hair down, and it's R1,000 for the package to have your roots done. And then if you need your roots and something like a toner on the end, it's 2 separate colors, and then that's R1,500. So that includes the whole color package and your time with the stylist. And as I said, if you don't have a Carlton hair stylist, we're very happy to pair you with someone that's appropriate for your hair. So that's where we're at the moment. And then the next step where we're working towards is there will be a period where salons aren't open, but we're allowed to have visitors in our home. So as soon as you can have one person visiting your home, we have got kits ready to go. We're just waiting for the announcement. Maybe that'll happen in level 3, where we will be able to come visit you in your own home. So that's not legally possible now, but that would be the next step. So at the moment, we've got the Zoom packages and we've got the online sales of the hair care products. And our next phase will be coming to people's homes to do your color. And then it'll be a full professional service. Each stylist will have a full kit. They'll have all the professional products. They'll get them. They can order them, and within a day or 2, they can have your color. So that would be almost as good as working. Obviously, nothing replaces the salon situation, but it'll be just as good as that. And then the third step that we're working on is getting back to the salon. And probably about 3 weeks before lockdown, we changed our whole protocol and we split each salon in half. So there was half the amount of people working in the salon. So we would have like exactly 1/2 of the people. We'd have social distancing. So we would only use every second chair. So when you come into the salon, there's half the number of people working in the salon. There are, a chair in between everyone. And then we also had the highest standards of hygiene practice that you can get in the world. We imported a lot of products, and everything was sanitized before everyone. And obviously, we've had this period to up our game, and we intend to have even more stringent hygiene protocols, the best in the world, for the next step when we open. So step 1 is the Zoom color, which we're on at the moment. And then step 2 will be the home visits, which as soon as legally possible, we'll be able to do. And then the third step is getting back into the salon. And when we get back into the salon, it is going to be very, under very strict new protocol.
Great. Thank you so much. Sorry, let me just get my camera back on here.
So Dave, we're going to actually do a quick poll. I'm going to ask Dan to stick on the poll because we know that people have done their own hair under lockdown, and we want to know what they think of their talent. So Dan, if you could put up poll number 3 for us. It says, I gave myself a haircut, and option number 1, I'm deeply embarrassed and ashamed. I definitely feel I'm in that category. Option number 2, in 2 weeks, I'll appear on Zoom again. Option number 3, I could get lucky after lockdown with his haircut. Or option number 4, I may be the new David Beckham with the haircut that I have. And we're going to give people about another 10 seconds to vote on that and see how well. And I can tell you at the moment, the leading poll or the leading bits are people saying they feel deeply embarrassed and ashamed by what their hair looks like after this. So we're going to end polling right there and share the results with everyone on screen.
All right, and there are lots of questions rolling in. So I don't know if you want to read the poll results first.
I can tell you 39% of people who gave themselves a haircut feel deeply embarrassed and ashamed, followed by 24% who think they could get lucky with this new hairstyle. 22% say they could be the new David Beckham, and 15% of people say they'll be back on Zoom again in 2 weeks after their hair has grown out.
Brilliant. Now, okay, David, so there are a lot of questions that are coming in. So people are saying that obviously they've had to look at other options for their hair, and what products would you recommend to use as hair treatment to keep your hair in great condition? That's one question.
Okay, I think that's the other thing that I forgot to mention. I think what's all over the world, we're seeing a huge trend in people purchasing professional hair care products, because with the rise of blow dry bars and things like that, a lot of people didn't have the best products at home, and they've really realized that they need them. So that's the starting point. That is everything. You need to start off with a good so the Davines Oil Butter is every client that is bought, I've told to buy it online, has literally sent me a message and saying, oh my God, it's unbelievable. And what's incredible at the moment is everyone is usually in such a rush. And now you've got time, you're at home, so you can apply it to get a client before the virus to put a treatment on for 5 minutes. I'd say, I haven't got the time, 5 minutes. Now you can leave it on for an hour, 2 hours, and it makes such a difference. And people are really noticing that. So it's one time, whether it's skincare, hair care, to really, really enjoy. All I want now, I'm obsessed with fashion, but I don't want to run out of buy fashion. I just want to buy beauty products and fragrance and anything just to make that I can really enjoy at home. So I think it's the same with hair care. So the oil butter is the best thing for hair care. And then if you're doing your own blow dries and you're styling your hair self, the oil is a very light, it's a Davines oil. It's very light, it's not heavy, it's not greasy, and it changes everything. Whether you blow drying your hair or just leaving it to dry naturally, it is unbelievable. So that's what the oil butter and the oil should be in everyone's bathroom.
And they're asking also, are you able to buy these products online, all the ones that you talk?
Davines products are Italian, they're environmentally friendly, and since the lockdown, they have been available. So if you go to Complete Hair Supplies, it's very easy, and you'll get them within 2 or 3 days. And if you don't remember this, you can just phone any Carlton Hair branch. They all, the phone is directed to our head office, and they will put you in touch with someone to get the products. As well as the Zoom Hair. If you just phone a Carlton Hair, they'll help you as well.
Dave, was that a website that you gave? Because I'm happy to type it up in the chat.
It's well, Carlton Hair. Carlton Hair is the one website, and the other one is Complete Hair Supplies. Yes,
So,
yeah.
carltonhair.co.za and completehairSupplies.co.za.
Yeah.
And then someone's asking if what was the hair product called? Is it similar to Philip Kingsley or Olaplex? I know you also sell Olaplex, or you also use Olaplex.
We don't sell Olaplex. We sell On Protection, which is, we only sell Davines products, which are, you know, environmentally friendly, and that's the brand we work with. So their equivalent is On Protection. But for a home care treatment, I would suggest the Oi Butter or anything from the Nourishing line by Davines.
All right, I'm making notes.
Dina, did you see we have a question that says, what product would David suggest after washing and conditioning your hair to stop frizziness?
As I said, the Oi oil or the Davines Love Hair Smoother is also very nice as well, very nourishing.
And someone's asking how you spell Oi. Is it O-I? Oi.
O-I. O-I. Oi oil. It's O-I oil. It's got ruca oil from the Brazilian rainforest.
Okay.
And Dave, a question: what do you think of color kits, color shampoo, or could this interact with your existing tint and change your color?
Look, it's very difficult choosing a color from like a chain store, things like that, and I've had a lot of disasters. You know, people send me photos of their hair, and I just can't believe. So it's while we've got the service, the Zoom hair, even if you can't get to the salon or people can't get to you, I would rather use that service. You know, there have been people that have used home color, and it's fine, I have to say, but it's really is a hit and miss, and sometimes, you know, it's not exact. When you mix color for yourself, you generally use more than one color, and so it's better to get a professional. The other thing that is really, really difficult to do is that the home kits that you get from Dis-Chem and Clicks, I find, are very difficult to get out the hair. So the ingredients in it, you really struggle, and it's a common thing from all hairdressers. So if you've put on the wrong color from one of those home care kits, it can be very difficult for us to remove. So rather,
or don't ever come out of lockdown.
No.
Dave, what product should someone use for oil in the roots?
If you've got oil in the roots, the Davines has got a rebalancing shampoo. It's the best one that I've ever used for oily hair, because generally products for oily hair strip the hair. They you know, and the hair feels like agitated afterwards. This just rebalances. It calms the sebaceous gland, so it stops the overproduction of oil in the hair without stripping it. So it calms the scalp down and also stops the overproduction of sebum on the scalp.
And a question about dandruff: what would you use for bad dandruff?
Davines has the best dandruff treatment. Depending on the severity of the problem, the shampoo is unbelievable, the purifying shampoo. It's the only anti-dandruff shampoo that I know that you can stay on forever. It doesn't agitate the scalp. And if you have severe problems going on to psoriasis, they have a gel, which is unbelievable. So it's the Davines purifying gel. You apply the gel to the scalp, you wait 15 minutes, and then shampoo with a purifying shampoo, and you will have no problem. It is really, really unbelievable.
All right, and hair falling out?
Hair falling out, okay. And also this is a big problem at the moment, and I've noticed that clients emailing me or sending me messages seems to be a big problem during the virus and during lockdown. And I think it's probably due to the fact that people are very stressed as well. So it's a common core thing. And also clients that have had the virus have actually also commented that one of the side effects has really been hair loss. So I have excellent results with the Davines energizing shampoo. So if it's a mild hair loss, you can use the shampoo on its own, which is great and is often enough. But if it's severe, then you use the shampoo in conjunction with the energizing drops. So there's like the tiny little droplet ampule thing, and you wash the hair, put the drops in the scalp, leave it on the scalp, and start. It's got caffeine in it. It's very stimulating, so you'll find that your scalp feels very invigorated, and it could go a little pink color for a few minutes, but that's bringing the blood flow to the scalp, and we have phenomenal results with that.
Wow. Okay. People are asking for all of these names on the chat, Dan. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is really not my forte. So David, do you want to just pop
if
me a
anyone wants to email me, it's gilsondavid@gmail.com with a double L, and or send me a message on Instagram. It's Gilson David, or Facebook. I'm very happy to answer anyone's questions. I'm happy to answer, but in a more depth way, and I can also send them images of the products they should be buying. I'm very, very happy to do that. So, or any color tips that they need. Before you make any rash decisions at Dis-Chem, please let me know first, and I can help you through it. Hold your hand through the process.
Yeah, and David, I don't know if you want to, but everything that you've mentioned, all those product names and all those tips in the last few minutes, if you want to send me a WhatsApp on the chat, on the group, or just directly to me,
I will do. Yes, I will do.
In here for everybody.
There's a nice comment here. This boykie knows his stuff.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well. And please, it doesn't end here. If anyone wants an advice, I'm passionate what I do, and I'm very happy to ask no obligation to anyone that needs help. We all need help in this time.
Exactly.
I'm pulling up your Instagram page as well, David.
So David, you could be answering questions here forever. Is there a product I can use to straighten my hair myself?
That's quite difficult at the I mean, obviously products help help you blow dry your hair, but permanent straighters you would have to do, or even a Brazilian or gentle Brazilians you'd have to do in the salon. But remember, healthy hair is much easier to straighten. So it all starts off with the shampoo and conditioner. If your hair is dry and damaged, you are going to battle to keep it straight, and it is going to frizz. So in this time, it's a brilliant time to sit with treatments on, use the oil, and also maybe not blow dry your hair so much. I mean, if you're not being, hair needs a break from styling products. So if you can leave it natural, no one's seeing you, or whatever, you don't, it is quite nice to have a break. But I do think it's important, very important. So every Saturday night we have a party. So I'm getting to that now. You need to keep rituals. You need to blow dry your hair. You need to look after yourself, even if no one's seeing you, because it's not about other people. It's about you. And it's really important that you take the time once or twice a week to do a full face of makeup and to blow your hair out. And I think even if you haven't got anything out, that's what keeps us going. We need to do that. Make it set a day where you have a glam dinner or something where you do the whole tooth, the face, the makeup, and everything, even if you're not leaving home.
So Dave, last question. There was a question from someone about hair regrowth from a man who said he has similar hairstyle to me, and I think you as well. Is there anything that stimulates hair regrowth?
Well, as I said, the energizing products are really good, but I mean, there is a point which I think I'm past the point where it's not going to help for me. But I mean, with men, the energizing drops, it's the #1 selling shampoo to my male clients, and the #1 selling the drops we're inundated with people wanting to buy it. So if you're not too far gone, it does really help,
Or alternatively, it's cool and sexy to look like this.
Yes, you and me.
Fantastic, Dave. Thank you so much. That was unbelievable. Thank you for the incredible advice.
Thank you. I really loved it. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yes, thank you. And good luck. Enjoy your party.
So Dina, a whole bunch of people have told us that they want to have another chance to donate to the Jewish Report because there are a whole lot of new prizes that have come in. So we know that anyone who donates more than 500 Rand tonight goes into a draw for 4 prizes. And let's run through some of those prizes that, in fact, we have already that we've told people about. So the one prize is 3 Morgan and Taylor hampers, which include 3 travel packs and gelish soaks. We got 3 vouchers from Brow Express. We've got, to the people who give us the most, we've got 4 2-night security guards for any function or when you're going away. We've got 3 facial kits that unbelievable that Colleen gave us, and we have some additional prizes that people have in fact provided us, and I want to tell you about that. So Sorbet have come in, or Long for Life, which is in fact the owner of Sorbet, and they've come in and they are giving away 5 to people who donate more than 500 Rand, go into the draw, 5 surprise Sorbet voucher packs, which is unbelievable. And Ilan Ossendriver, who runs Tour Soweto, has said he will give away a photo shoot for someone who's had all their makeup and things done after lockdown in Soweto in an unbelievable environment. He will do a photo shoot for them in Soweto. So in order to donate, Dan, can you put up a poll if you haven't donated yet and you'd still like to donate? Dan's going to put up a poll. It allows you to make a choice.
3 Excel courses as well from Excel Academy to 3 lucky people who donate.
That's unbelievable, Dan. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. So if you haven't donated yet and you'd still like to donate and you'd like to go into the draw for those unbelievable prizes, at the rate we're going tonight, like there are so many people who are just going to win prizes tonight. This is absolutely unbelievable. And a huge thank you to all those people who've donated, and a special thank you also because we cannot forget Mdluli Safari Lodge in the Kruger Park has donated us. And Dan, maybe we can just pull up their video one last time, because I want people to actually see what they've done. 2 nights, free accommodation for 2 people, dinner, bed and breakfast. And they've got this unbelievable video that, that we're going to actually show you one more time. And I'm actually going to post in the chat section their website. But Dan, if we can show one more time what Mdluli Safari Lodge looks like in the Kruger Park, and it is absolutely stunning. Dina, I don't know if you know, what they did is they did an agreement with the Mdluli tribe in the area who had a concession in the middle of Kruger, and they're supporting the local community, and this is a partnership with the local community, and they have built a tented safari, luxury tented safari camp in the middle of Kruger Park. Dan, do you have that video for us?
Literally heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth. And you can win 2 nights for 2 people at Mdluli Safari Lodge. All you have to do is to donate more than 500 Rand tonight and go into the draw. 500 Rand to the Juice Report. You're going to the draw to win 2 nights for 2 people at Mdluli Safari Lodge. And can I tell you that Glenda Lansky, who's been a huge supporter of so many of the things that we've been doing here on Zoom, has given us Rapido foot rasps. I'm embarrassed to say I have no idea what a foot rasp is. Dina, do you have any idea?
No.
But okay, but I can tell you that Glenda Lansky, Glenda, put into the chat, explain to us what a foot rasp is. Glenda has donated 20 foot rasps of superior quality for people who have given more than 500 Rand tonight to the Juice Report. What unbelievable prizes. We've had like about 50 prizes given away tonight in the draw, and we'll notify everyone tomorrow of who's won what tomorrow. That's unbelievable.
Howie, proof of payment must go to the address that we post in the chat, which I think will be Danny Kadar's address.
That's correct. So if you've just voted on the buttons, we'll contact you to make sure that your donation goes through. If you've done a direct deposit into our bank account, then Dan will put on, please, if you could just notify us. Danny Kadar's address is ceo@sajreport.co.za. And Dan will put that onto the web chat. So let us know that you've donated and go into the draw for the unbelievable amount of prizes.
All right. And there's also a fifth prize from Mantis, which is the venue protection officer for an event like a birthday party or an engagement. And people need to comment in the chat what event they would like to have after lockdown, and Mantis will choose the recipient.
That is unbelievable. So Dina, with all of that, what do we have next?
All of that. So I think with that whole lodge it's taking us to another place, which is one of relaxation, of mental and physical wellness, which takes us to Eileen from Sorbet. So we're going to go to Eileen, who is going to be giving us massage techniques on how to, which is part of grooming, because it's where you can't go. You can't go to a salon. You can't go and to your favorite therapist and get that well-needed body renewal. So that is what Eileen is actually the person at Sorbet that does all the training. She's got years and years of experience. We are so happy and privileged to have you, Eileen. And thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, thank you for having us here. We're very excited. So I think I just wanted to start off by adding to what Debbie and David has said. It's been tough for us for the last 7 weeks in the industry. Although this week we were very fortunate with a wonderful donation from Long for Life. As I mentioned earlier, we have 3,200 citizens, as we like to call them, who work for Sorbet. Most of you out there will have your beloved nail tech, your beloved therapist that you get to know very well and very intimate at times. And Long for Life has helped them out with food vouchers that they can go and redeem at ShopRite and Checkers. So I think it was a little bit of a glimmer of hope that we received this week. So I think it was a great week for Sorbet on a whole. And also to add to what David has said, Debbie, with regards to hygiene procedures, we've been very strict always prior to lockdown with regards to hygiene, because our greatest touch at this stage has unfortunately become also our biggest risk. And we're very well aware of that. So it's no easy feat, but we're putting in protocols across 219 Sorbet salons across South Africa. We're currently in 8 of the 9 provinces. So we are looking at everything, the entire guest journey throughout Sorbet, because when we open, and we will open, we want you to welcome you back. We want you to feel comfortable, but most of all, we want you to feel safe. So I think that's just something to share. And then tonight, I get the pleasure of talking about a massage. Unfortunately, I don't have any live models. They're either sleeping or hopefully watching this video. So I've just prepared for us a little slideshow that I'm going to share with you.
All right. And Anita, just in terms of the protocols that you're putting in, what are you actually doing in your salons to obviously up the level of hygiene and requirements?
Absolutely. So obviously when you start coming in through our doors, we'll have automated hand sanitizers in the retail area. It'll also be at the front desk as well as throughout the store. We've always had them at every station. So when you come in, you will be greeted, you will be using the hand sanitizer. We'll then get you to sit down. We'll get you to wash hands. We'll sanitize for you again. We do have front-facing screens. They're what we call sneeze guards. So essentially, if I was doing your nails, it would be between us. I will also be wearing a mask as well as a PPE shield or a plastic shield. And obviously, we know that the guests also need to be wearing masks. Then we will be adhering to social distancing in our stores. And we'll also be putting in side screens. So at your nail stations, at the pedi area, barber stations, stylist stations, we'll be having side screens to protect you there. So we are literally kitted out from the front to the back of the school. And hygiene is definitely paramount for us.
Wow, that's massive, massive,
it's
massive.
Huge. It's absolutely huge. So yes.
So Aline,
So
I've got your slides as well, and I've got the video. So just let me know if you want me to put them up or if you're happy to.
Dan, if you could, that would be great. I'd really appreciate that.
Starting with the slides, you sent me about 14 videos as well. So just tell me, slides or videos?
So no, the videos, just slides. They should come up. You can just start with the first one and the video should play automatically. Perfect. So today I'm going to share with you guys how to do an Indian head massage. It's personally one of my favorites. It's one of those things where you don't need any tools or any equipment. So my recommendation is obviously to start off is to find a suitable place to sit down, a nice comfortable chair, make sure you're away from any distractions and that the room is the desired temperature. And then Dan, if we can move on to the next slide. So the great thing that we know about Indian head massage is that you can do it with or without oils. So how we begin is to obviously massage the shoulders. You start at sort of the inside of the shoulders and we move towards the outside in circular motions. So it's quite nice and you can press down firmly. Then we want to move on to the next slide. So this is also one of my favorite. It's massaging the top of the shoulders. We would be using our forearm here and you would literally be ironing out the neck muscles. This is also not a good time to take advantage if you are cross with your husband, to get them back for anything, but you can definitely apply firm pressure. It's also great at the moment because a lot of us are in front of our laptops, doing Zoom meetings, doing webinars, and especially with the kids as well. They're not getting out as much. So these are some great techniques. Then the real fun begins on the next one. So here I recommend either using a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil or any type of essential oil or carrier oil that you have at home. It's also great to use some lotion. We start from the base of the neck and we move all the way up with rotating fingers up into the hairline. So this is nice and relaxing. And then the way forward from there. Dan, we can just switch through. Thank you. So here we can basically stand on the side of the person that you're doing the treatment of, supporting their forehead gently. And again, just an upward motion from the base of the shoulders all the way up the neck into the hairline. So all these steps that you're seeing, there are about 9 steps this evening. I would recommend doing them about 3 to 5 times. And it should take you about 10 to 15 minutes to do this massage. After that, we're going to move on to the next one. So this is where the fun begins. I like to think of, if ever you are going to your favorite salon, is to think how great it feels to have a good shampoo. So what you would do is again support the forehead on the side, use the whole hand on the scalp and do nice big circular movements. If the person's hair is tied up, it's ideal to obviously get them to loosen it. And for somebody like Howard with no hair, this is an absolute treat. Let's have a look at the next one. Then another one of my favorites is also palm circles on the scalp. So similar to what you saw in the previous slide, although you would just use the palm of your hands and apply a little bit more firm pressure. We also need to remember that Indian head massage is great for stress, for tension. It can relieve headaches. It's also good for scalp. It can help for hair conditions, etc. Let's see what we've got on the next one. If I remember, it was the temples. So another absolute fan favorite, everybody knows that a lot of stress is in the temple area. So here again, we like you to split your fingers and to do soft but gentle movements on the temple area, moving it over the ear and continuing to the rest of the scalp. Thanks, Dan. As we start ending it off, we work from the base of the scalp at the back all the way gently to the front of the forehead. I like to apply a bit of pressure on the forehead, especially on the brow areas. There's a lot of tension sort of on the forehead and the brows. And then our last slide for the Indian head massage is to end it off and literally just to repeat your steps but backwards. Starting off on the forehead, again in circular motions, working your way all the way back down to the end of the head. So that, in a quick nutshell, is an Indian head massage. So one of the other massages that I'd like to share with you is my absolute favorite. I know when we started the session, we were talking about Botox and there's a big debate around it, but I'll be honest and share with you, my Botox is wearing off. And I think I've yelled to the kids no so many times that my lips are actually being puckered at the moment. So here's just a nice chart to show you how to do a face massage at home. In all our sorbet facials that we have, we either do a European style massage or a pressure point. So what's the nice thing about a face massage at home is that you can do it in the morning or the evening. You just need to apply your favorite product, whether it be a cleanser, a serum, or a moisturizer, and use similar techniques. I like starting in the neck area with sweeping motions. Remember, we've always got to lift everything up because gravity is going to pull it down essentially. Then moving on to sort of the chin and around the mouth, nice circular motions, also nice and firm. Think of your hands as if they were sort of massaging around the mouth area. Then a great technique for sinus, especially coming into change of season now, is you place your fingers on the inside of your nose and you firmly drain the sinus cavities. This is a great way. You can actually, once you swallow, you can actually feel the sinuses being drained. Then last but not least, the ever popular eye area. I think we're all getting a bit of lockdown eyes at the moment. I smiled the other day and then noticed it had all worn off. So there again, gentle as not to stress the skin, but nice firm movements around the eyes. So that's the great thing. So that's something definitely to try at home. It's also nice for the kids. I find mine are a little bit bouncing off the walls at the moment. So if we're watching a bit of TV or lying down at night, I tend to do sort of a firm face massage for them. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell with regards to massage. Any questions?
Aileen, I can tell you I was in India in December and there wasn't a single day that I didn't go for an Indian head massage.
It's one of my best. And Howard, I'm dying to get my hands on you. Dying. I'm excited.
That's what every woman says.
Trying to fight them off, it's hard.
So can I tell you, Dina, we said earlier that Glenda Lansky has been a huge supporter of the sort of stuff that we've been doing here on Zoom. This is our 19th panel. But Glenda is a space planner, and she has offered an unbelievable prize. She has offered 3 interior space planning consultations worth 5,000 Rand each, specifically to anyone who has a salon or a spa who needs to reorganize their space in order to comply with what we think will be government's new regulations that come out. So if you do have a spa or a salon and you would like space planning, please just post it into the chat section and we will give away from Glenda Lansky 3 design space planning consultations worth 5,000 Rand each. That's an unbelievable prize from Glenda. Thank you so much. That's incredible. All people in this industry need as much help as they can get. And Aileen, can I just say, you mentioned that the people from Long for Life gave you food vouchers for all of your staff. They're, of course, your shareholder. But can I say they've been huge supporters of the Jewish Report, not just through sorbet, but through their Fitch and Leeds brand, which they use for drinks as well. There is no bigger mensch in the entire Jewish community than Colin Datnow. What he does for our community generally, what he does for the Chevra Kadisha, what the symbol that he is for the people of what you would want to aspire to in our community, people hold up the image of Colin Datnow as the person we should all try being in life. He is the biggest and utter mensch, and we are so grateful to have him as part of our community. I'm sure you're grateful to have him as a shareholder in your business, and I'm sure your staff are enormously grateful for the vouchers that Long for Life gave to all of them during this very difficult time.
Absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. It's been such a learning curve over the past 3 years, but it has been amazing to watch. It's been inspiring, and just to see what they have done. So it is, we're actually getting WhatsApp messages coming through over the weekend of shopping trolleys filled with groceries, of kids holding up, banners to say thank you very much. So it's amazing to be part of an organization like this, to actually make a change. We've always made a change because we employ 70% women, most of them mothers, most of them single income. So, I mean, that's something that was started and the legacy is continuing. And just part of this, changing lives, which is what we set out to be at Sorbet. That is obviously our motto. That's what we live for, is touching lives and changing lives. And it's an exciting journey, and we're very grateful.
Well, leadership comes from the top and values come from the top. And that's where Colin truly, truly does shine.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And also, just to tell you on your sort of massage technique and stuff, you also made it look very easy, very simplified, dumbed it down. So I'm hoping my family's watching. But for anyone who actually wants to rewatch, obviously we do we'll send out the link tomorrow for this so they can watch it again and they can actually stop and practice and everything. But that really was really very useful.
Yeah, there was actually a request in the chat for the actual slide. So, Aline, if you're happy, I can include it.
Absolutely, yes.
In the
That'll
email.
be great. That'll be great. And I think just the key thing to always remember with a massage is it can be very stimulating. So just some safety advice. If anybody has any pre-existing medical conditions, please just check with your GP. Let's not get too excited. So just something to bear in mind.
Okay, and you mentioned coconut oil. So what are the different oils? I know there's 1,000 different oils. There's all the aromatherapy oils, there's peppermint, there's whatever. What would you recommend maybe if you're trying just to look to relax in this time?
So I think during this time, because things are a bit limited, although it seems to be we can almost shop anything, I think your safest bet is still a good old coconut oil, even an olive oil. I think those are great. You can at your local pharmacy.
Off the shelf that I would cook with.
Well, you get more sort of cosmetic grade ones that you can find, but they are solidified and you can heat it up and spray it into the hands. There's also great hair treatments, not as wonderful as Davinese's ones, but definitely up there. So I think definitely a coconut oil is always a win, and an olive oil. I wouldn't go for the most expensive kind, but it can definitely do no harm. So those are great ones to use.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Super.
All right, Howard, do you have any more questions on the massage?
No, thank you. Thank you so much. That is unbelievable. I'm going to go and try and experiment on myself a little later.
Absolutely. And don't forget the face massage, Howard. That's also a winner. You'll look years younger.
How much younger can I look? Seriously.
You're looking at about 23 at the moment. I know. Exactly. I know it could be.
Exactly. Because I don't know if people actually know, but on Zoom, there's a setting that says touch up my appearance. Oh. You'll find it under computer settings. I'm not suggesting I use it, but with Sorbet closed at the moment, it's the closest thing I can get.
I think that's the best thing we've learned all night. Thanks, Howard. That's great.
Thanks. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And Dan, one of our sponsors tonight has been iLearn. Can you tell us a little about iLearn? I think they've given us a video to play. So Richard Rain set up this business. It's an unbelievable business because there are a lot of people stuck at home at the moment. They've got some time for the first time in a long period of time. And they're able to actually go onto iLearn, and once off, I think it's 2,499 Rand, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of courses from all over the world that people can, in fact, go do on iLearn. Dan, can you share some of that with us?
Sign up to iLearn and instantly start browsing over 700 online courses designed to empower you with a wealth of knowledge across different fields such as finance, human resources, communication, social skills, and Microsoft Office. Each course is designed in short 10 to 20 minute sprints. This makes learning easy and flexible, and you can access courses via desktop or mobile. Sign up for an annual subscription today and start learning whenever you want from wherever you are. Unlock your potential, unlock your future with iLearn online learning.
So Dina, the amazing thing about iLearn is you pay a once-off annual subscription and you have access to everything. It's not like you have to buy a course here, a course there. And we learned during one of our panels this week on education that in fact, all education is going online. We heard from Adam Habib, the Vice Chancellor of WITS, or the outgoing Vice Chancellor of WITS, that the days of sitting in a lecture theatre of hundreds of people are over. Everything's going to be online, and there's an unbelievable ability that iLearn gives you to go on, and whether it's finance or accountancy or something else, you can actually go online now and make a head start in education for you and your family, and it's a once-off subscription for the entire year. So that, I think, is unbelievable. So a huge thank you to Richard Rain for sponsoring tonight, and in fact he's sponsored a whole bunch of these Zoom seminars going forward.
Amazing. I know, absolutely. And we've actually now, it's actually an opportunity, because where you always haven't had the time necessarily to go and do these courses and do the learning, you've now got the opportunity. You can go any time of the day or night. You literally log on, you can choose whatever subject it is that interests you. So it's really an opportunity. And we've definitely, I think, moved the mindset from where you could, some things were never accessible, and now online, pretty much these days, everything is accessible. So it's a great opportunity.
Incredible. So tell if I want to learn a little more about grooming tonight, where else should I look?
Well, first of all of our panelists tonight have got their own resources, which I think we can obviously look at. And I mean, if you're on Instagram or you're on any, well, these days it's TikTok, it's Pinterest. There are so many people that are online that are sharing their craft, that are sharing tips and everything like that. But with that being said, we have the best in the business on our panel tonight. So with that, I'd like to introduce Gillian Lenton from Brow Express, who is the eyebrow queen of Johannesburg, who has been doing this for years, not only just in brows, but before that makeup, has done celebs, Miss Worlds, Miss Universes. So Gillian, thank you and welcome to our panel this evening. Oh, you're on mute, sorry, let's just unmute you. Always better to actually hear you. So my sign language is not as good. There we go. You're unmuted. Nope, now you've muted again.
Okay.
There we go.
How's that? Fine.
There we go. Fantastic.
Hi, Dean. How are you?
Fantastic. Lovely to see you. Unfortunately, not in person.
Eyebrows looking good. What I'm going to do tonight is I wanted to give a little bit of a background as to how Brow Express came about. Just talk about eyebrows a little bit, and then I thought I would do a hands-on, showing people how they could trim their partner's eyebrows at home, and then possibly also just how to shape the brow, beginning, arch, and end. So I have some help from Dan. We're going to start with the background. I left school and went to college, studied beauty therapy, did that for a couple of years and decided that wasn't really for me, and became a makeup artist, and that was really, really very happy for me. And I think during all that time of being a makeup artist, that was where I discovered that you could do the most incredible thing with eyebrows. Essentially, the eyes are like a beautiful painting. We talk to people's eyes, and it just kind of didn't make sense to me that some people didn't have a good frame around the beautiful painting. So after many years of doing makeup, I started really eyebrows as a hobby on a Friday and a Saturday. And a lot of people thought I was crazy. They thought, you're sitting there doing eyebrows? This is mad. What's it about? Until someone said to me once, it's 6 o'clock on a Saturday night and you are doing eyebrows. This is not a hobby anymore. It's become a business. And it gradually went from Thursday, Friday, Saturday to, with help from David Gilson from Carlton, Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's been like that for the past 16 years, 5 days a week, most probably about 15 to 20 people a day just having their eyebrows done. And this is certainly, as David said, it's the longest time that I've actually not done eyebrows. It really, really feels very strange. So I thought we'd start off with the slides, kind of moving a little bit of the makeup into, we'll go to eyebrows. But what I wanted to point out here was a makeup that was done, and again, how you can actually enhance the eyebrow to actually go with that particular kind of look. And that was me very much bringing my makeup skill into this new movement of mine. So Dan, if we could then go on to the next slide. And I just wanted to talk about eyebrows through the ages. You know, we pretty much have over the green eye what was most probably a fantastic eyebrow in the 30s, and then we had 40s pretty much Joan Crawford, 50s Elizabeth Taylor, 60s Twiggy, 70s that became very much time of Brooke Shields, and after that nothing really much until Cara Delevingne came along. And pretty much where we end up over the blue eye with where eyebrows are now, as much as you can possibly have. Very, very defined. And Dan, if we could go to the next slide. I just thought I'd put that in case people were getting ready to mail me. And here I thought I'd show you how this transfers onto a human. And so we have a set of eyebrows that were being done in 2014 and pretty much as they're being now in 2020. So you can see people have really gone for a very much stronger, darker eyebrow. I've decided at this point to give another gift, which is a voucher, if I can hold it up. If you can work out the first 10 people whose eyes these are, send the correct answer to Howard. That voucher, he'll put it into a drawer, and that person will win that voucher.
So in fact, put it into the chat now, and the first 10 people who get the answer right, we'll give the voucher to.
It would be a good idea if they're from Johannesburg, unfortunately, because that's where I'm based. Okay, Dan, if we could move on just to some images that we have. I just wanted to show you that these are some before and afters. Just the incredible thing that you can do with just some good shaping, some tinting. We could go to the next one. Again, what looks like a very, very beautiful eyebrow, just how you can make it just that much nicer, just by doing a little bit of a cleanup. And to the next one. And this one here you see, and this is where I love the makeup part of it. You can see that we've cleaned them up, tinted, but we have applied makeup. And I thought at this point, you know, an interesting thing, when I was coming into the eyebrow business, there was hardly any retail product available. I think in the beginning, there were about maybe each cosmetic house had most probably 2 different shades. And if I can hold up now, as you can see, Dan, if we can you see this?
Yes,
we can see. I turned off the.
Okay, thanks very much. Just wanted to show you, you know, obviously retail has loved this increase in eyebrows, and they've just got a fortunate amount of products now. So this would be pretty much, again, me using, I suggest this quite a lot, your colors. And if I can just bring the brush in close. We have a slant brush, and this I would recommend as a good way to be filling in your eyebrows if you wanted to. And thanks, Dan. I think the next would be the tools that we could skip past that. Okay, this is where I'm going to be talking to you about how to trim your partner's eyebrows. We have the scissors, we have a spoolie. This is a name for what a lot of people think is mascara brush. And Dan, if we could go back to me. No, it's fine to me, Dan. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest to you is you would take your spoolie and you would brush your eyebrow hair up, okay? And then, so your hair doesn't end up like Howard's, you would put your finger over the eyebrow and you would trim above it. And this will actually prevent you from cutting too much hair out of the eyebrow. And a very, very good product that a lot of men would be comfortable to use, because you can't really see it, is something that looks like a mascara. It's a clear eyebrow gel. And this is a great tool that you can actually use to keep your eyebrows in shape, particularly for those with unruly eyebrows. And we could move on now, Dan, to the next lot of slides, where I'm going to do a step-by-step. And that would be the 5-minuter.
So Gillian, I just need to find that slide. Was that in a different, okay, I just need to find that. Was it in a different email? Oh, okay, wait, I know exactly what you want. Cool, cool, cool. I'll pull it up now.
I'd just like everyone to take a look at this and just bear it in mind while trimming brows, and then we're going to do a hands-on. It might actually be a good time if any of you have got an eyebrow pencil, if you would like to get hold of it, because we're going to be marking out the beginning, the arch, and the end of the eyebrow, how that happens. It's fine, Dan, I could, oh, okay, you've got it. Okay, great. If you could just take note of that. I found it's insane, but a single hair, it can actually make or break. So just take some more time. And great, if I can come back to the screen so we can do the sharing. What I'd like you to do is to actually take your fingers on your nose and feel along your nose till you get to the beginning of your eyebrow. And this would be the brow bone. So I want you to feel how it actually moves into the shape of it and gets to your eyebrow. Now here, you would take your pencil and hold it against your nose, inside corner of your eye, and draw a dot. And that is where the eyebrow would begin. So you should actually find it about there. Then I would like you to put your hands on your forehead and to move them away from each other. And you'll feel what's flat starts to go round. And if you bring your fingers down, that will actually show you more or less where your arch would be. And then if you take this against the outside corner of your eye, and that will actually show you where the eyebrow should end. The next thing I like to do is, because I have actually found that people zone out while cleaning up their eyebrows, is to take a small mirror, in my case a magnifying, which is a bit terrifying, and to take a pencil of some sort, because you actually now want to draw a line in the eyebrow that actually is your no-go zone. So again, what I would do then is I would draw, and I'm doing it in blue, so hopefully you can see it. So I have this, and I know that I daren't go above this, because as we said, one hair removed, it becomes a problem. So you should actually have your first dot, which would be here. You would have your end over here, and you would have your arch over there. And this would allow you then to actually take a pair of tweezers and carefully start cleaning out the hairs. You could also, if you wanted to, take a little bit of Emla and add that just to take away some of the arch factor. And that would be pretty much what I would suggest for you if you were going to be cleaning up your eyebrows at home. Final thing that I'd most probably like to talk about is that I often get asked, I must have done in this period of time, people have tried to work it out, but about 40,000 sets of eyebrows. And I quite often get asked, what would one be doing? What would be best, threading or waxing? And I suppose the best example that I can give is if you took a car and you had two different people driving it, they would drive the car differently. And it's pretty much like that with either your waxer or your threader. You would need to find the best driver of the car for that particular method which you had chosen. They're hair removal techniques. So again, just see if you can find yourself the best driver. And with that, I'd just like to say that's it. Thank you very much to South African Jewish Report for giving me the platform, and to you, Howard, Dina, and Dan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jill, can I tell you who all our winners are? And if I could ask our winners to please, in the Q&A section, put in their email addresses so we could get them the vouchers. But number one is Lauren, Lorrin. She got the answer right as Dina Diamond. Jody Pringle, Ronley Dorfman, Charlene, Suzanne, Greg Fagan, Jenna Isero, Annabelle Goldfine, Jenna Isero, I see you came in a second time, so we'll actually give one more. And Charlene came in a second time. So we've got two duplicates. So we're going to add as well Viv as a winner and Merle Crook as a winner as well. So if all of you who have won could please just put in your email addresses in the Q&A section, not in the chat, but in the Q&A section, we'll make sure we get you those vouchers from Gillian. Jill, the amazing thing is that when I sent out WhatsApps to people, everyone said, oh, wow, Gillian is my eyebrow person. You must have the biggest following in Joburg.
I'm so privileged to have this following that I've got. As I say, I started at a time when no one really understood what I was doing. They thought that I was completely and utterly mad. I remember in 2003, I most probably was having the best makeup year I'd ever had. I'd done Miss World in China as head of department. I had overseen the making up of 3,000 people for the, I did have a huge team for the opening ceremony of the Cricket World Cup. I did the first season of The Weakest Link. I was nominated by my peers as one of the 4 top makeup artists in the country. And so I was having a really, really incredible year. I'd worked on Nelson Mandela's 85th birthday. It was an unbelievable year. And yet I had this complete and utter calling to start this rather strange business, which everyone thought I was mad. And having cut a path up the mountain, I see that there are a lot of people who followed now, and I'm not thought of so mad anymore.
So now eyebrows are an essential.
Critical.
So Gillian, there's a question on your opinion.
Sorry, Howard. They're very authoritarian. I mean, we talk with our eyebrows. Well, we used to be able to talk with our eyebrows. I can still...
I see Singleton says, Gillian, you are a master. But there's a question that's come in from Susan Lurie, who says, what is your opinion on microblading?
I'm very, very pleased to have been asked that question because, I think a lot of people don't know enough about it. And I think that I would definitely like to say, okay, this is what I would say. First of all, microblading is not for everyone. I know that you see these incredibly beautiful pictures on Instagram and it just looks fantastic. Well, firstly, those pictures look really good because they're actually taken straight after the procedure. And you kind of see a very good artist there, but you need to see the healed result. And that is when you find your very good technician. And that is when I would go back to saying what I'd said to you, which was find the driver who's best in that particular area, or good, who's good. So do your research. And there's a very definite difference between microblading and permanent makeup. The microblading are the very fine strokes that you see that look like hair. They don't always heal like that, which is why I'm saying do your research and actually find out afterwards how it's healed. Your powder, your permanent makeup would give you what we call an ombre eyebrow. You'd have an ombre eyebrow, you could have a powdered eyebrow. So again, do your research. Don't just look at fabulous pictures, find someone who's good and get them to tell you what they think would actually be best for you. Because once they know what you want and what kind of ideas you have in your head, they will actually be able to help guide you. Permanent makeup as against the powder, the ombre eyebrow will also last a lot longer than microblading. Microblading, in the surface of, if you have the skin, you have the epidermis, the dermis, subcutaneous tissue. Microblading sits just underneath the epidermis. Your permanent makeup does sit a little bit lower than that, and that is why you actually have much longer lasting. So again, please, please, please do your research. Don't get taken in by just beautiful pictures. And form a relationship with whatever technician you decide to choose.
Gillian, maybe it's unfair. Someone has asked for a recommendation of the Gillian of Cape Town.
I promise you, I've been asked this question all along. And I wish that I truly wish, I don't always wish I was younger, but in this instance, two things I wish: I had more energy or I could clone myself. And I don't really know that answer to the question, because I'm always terrified, you know, that the messenger gets shot. And I keep asking people for advice, people for referrals, because it would help me if I could suggest. I'm very blessed to have people travel to come and see me. And maybe in the future.
The recommendation is, as soon as airplanes are up and running, let them fly to Johannesburg and come consult with you.
It must probably, because it's going to be quite a while before I get back on a plane, unless I can get a hazmat suit.
One last question from Miranda Block. It says, Gillian, my eyebrows have become very thin over the years. What do you suggest? I do not make them more. What do you suggest I do to make them more prominent?
Sorry, is that Miranda?
That's Miranda, yeah.
Miranda. You know, this is unfortunately the passing of time. Hair is affected. There's no product that's actually going to create new follicles and bring them back. But there are eyebrow enhancing products on the market that will take what hairs that are there and fortify them, make them a little bit darker. I kind of think of a baby step program here. I try and assess the eyebrow. I then work out what we could possibly do, how we could make it look fuller with a little bit of makeup, and then finally going to some form of permanent makeup. But most probably your best plan up front would be to look at one of the eyebrow growing products and know that they won't get your eyebrows back to where they were, but they'll make them look a little bit fuller.
Amazing. Gillian, thank you so much. That as a man, I feel I am completely and utterly clueless, and I've learned a lot from you tonight.
But you're not clueless. I see you've got so much to say about everything. I told you, I thought you were the one-stop shop.
I spent too much time with Dina, and I've seen the progression of her eyebrows, so that's how I know.
Well, I'd like to say once again, thank you very much to the South African Jewish Report for having given me the platform, and to Howard, Dina, Dan, thank you, and stay safe, everyone.
Thanks. And Gillian, thank you so much for all your donations of these amazing vouchers and things that you've given us tonight. We've got 10 fantastic winners here. There are another 3 that are going into our draw. You're an absolute superstar. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.
So Dan and Dina, we in fact have another sponsor of tonight's broadcast. Mantis Security has in fact been a sponsor, an unbelievable sponsor of us tonight. I don't know if you've noticed, we've given away already, or we've put on 4 prizes, and there's a 5th prize as well for more guarding at a special event. So we've given, or we've put into the draw for 2 nights security guarding from Mantis, plus now a special events guarding facility as well. And many of you will know that Mantis have in fact been in the industry for 35 years. And not only do they supply guards, but they also do CCTV and off-site monitoring as well, using really state-of-the-art technology. And their personnel are incredible. They do 24/7 guarding. And so for all your security requirements, please think about Mantis. They are truly experts in their field. They're here, able to assist you. And more importantly, they're helping the Jewish community. They're helping the Jewish Report. So we would love you to support them and to use them wherever you can. I mean, to have a security company that's been around for 35 years is absolutely amazing. And I think off-site monitoring has become one of the great new solutions as bandwidth has become available and you can monitor your property 24 hours a day. And I would certainly recommend Mantis to you to be able to do that. Not only amazing personnel, amazing technology, but really decades and decades of experience there as well. So a huge thank you to Mantis for all the prizes that you've given us this evening, as well as for the unbelievable support in sponsoring tonight's Zoom show.
Exactly. And with that, we need to move on to the rest of our show. So we've still got a few amazing specialists lined up. And the next one that we're going to be bringing onto our panel is Gina Myers, makeup artist extraordinaire. We had her on as the Bachelor we should say, actually, winner of the Bachelor, South Africa. And not only is she a superstar in her own right, but she is super talented in terms of her makeup, in terms of it all putting together. So Gina, thank you so much, and lovely to have you on the show again.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone.
Hey, G.
Hello. This is very exciting.
I love your kitchen, and especially the bottle of olive oil in front of you.
Well, this is because I'm going to use the bottle of oil to demonstrate, and this is why we're in the kitchen as well. Never mind the fact that it's just really, really nice light.
There's nothing happening with olive oil tonight, Howard. We can massage, we can look beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm going to cook up something quickly while Gina does her makeup.
Yay. Okay, so let me just try and enlarge the screen. How do I enlarge so I can see?
Okay, so I'm going to go off. And do you want to share your screen?
No, that's okay. As long as everyone can see me, that's perfect.
Right, let's see if Dan can maybe even make it a bit bigger.
Okay, so I'll just start in the meantime. For me, firstly, during this lockdown, I think everybody faces the same question of how do we look after our skin? Small things that we can use around the kitchen. Makeup is such a psychological thing. It can change our mood. It can change our look. If you draw a brow that's a bit sharper than you usually do, it makes you look a little bit more feisty. So there's so much you can do with makeup, and there's so much psychological effects that makeup has. For example, when you go into meetings, if you've got a very strong lip color, it forces people to watch what you're saying. So not only is it that, but it's also one of the leading sales products in a recession. It's the cheapest product to buy, and it's the quickest pick-me-up. So I decided to take things that are around my kitchen, things that I have, and just talk to you a little bit about what you can do at home. So first things first, your olive oil. Your olive oil you can use for a number of things. So olive oil, here we go. Yay, can everybody see my beautiful olive oil? So that you can do a number of things. You can mix it with an avocado. So you take avocado, you mush it up, you put a teaspoon of olive oil, and you put a teaspoon of honey, and this actually helps your skin when it's very, very dry. So even if you don't put it all over your skin, even if you put it on particular spots that are dry, especially going into winter, it really, really helps. It's a very healthy, organic, once again, it's very particular to who you are as an individual. So if you're allergic to olive oil, obviously don't. But it's definitely an organic, natural, at home. You can do it yourself whenever you want. Okay, number 2 is coconut oil. Here we go. So this is literally coconut oil. You can see over there. So I literally take a little bit just before I'm going to wash my hair. I put it on in the morning. I cover my hair over here. I cover my roots, and I leave the olive oil on, the coconut oil on the whole day, and I'll wash it out. And this is a really nice treatment and something everybody can do at home, something that people have access to in the meantime. You can also use coconut oil for dry spots. You can use coconut oil for your cuticles. You can use coconut oil for inflammation. It really helps with that, as well as honey. So my point is that I'm really trying to help people access and achieve good skin to achieve a good makeup look. And the best way to achieve a good makeup look is to have beautiful skin. Okay, then we've got over here. Can you all see a little bit of sugar? This is the best kept secrets. If you take a little bit of sugar and you take a little bit of honey, you mix them together and you use it as a sugar scrub. We are all suffering from winter. We're all suffering from dry lips. And if you leave it on your lips for about 10 minutes, you take a wet wipe, See my Woolies baby wipes? You take a wet wipe and you remove it, and it leaves your skin feeling really, really soft, and it actually preps your lips for anything that you're about to do. Okay, I've got a few products here that I wanted to share with you. My go-to products, some are very affordable, some are a little bit more pricey, but I really wanted to show you products that I use to look after my skin. I think that now that we're in lockdown, we've really had time to concentrate on our skin, and some women don't know how to. So the first thing I would say is to understand your skin. Do you have dry skin? Do you have an oily skin? Is it dehydrated? Because sometimes all it takes is drinking a lot of water. So step number one is understand your skin. So one of the best things that I use is this Avon mask. It's a very affordable brand, and it's very hydrating. And for anyone who's going to do a makeup look, for anyone who's prepping their skin for anything, moisturizing your skin and keeping it hydrated gives you that glowy look. So you could put this on and do a full face of makeup straight after, and it really gives you a beautiful glow. Okay, another product that I really love and recommend is this Kiehl's, I don't know if you can see it here. It's this Kiehl's Midnight Serum. Once you take your makeup off at night, you wash your face, and then you put the serum on and you put your moisturizer over it. It's a really beautiful luxury feeling. It's got a bit of a silicone touch to it, and it really leaves your skin looking glowy and repairs your skin overnight. Okay, one of my other tips that I recommend, and I actually watched a podcast in the beginning of this lockdown, and the one thing they said was to keep your habits going and to keep your routine. So for example, wake up in the morning, do your bed, because that just makes you get into your day, keeps your routine going, and it keeps you in the mix of things. So the one thing that I do every single day is I spray perfume. There's something about scents that really gives us a nostalgic feeling. So even if it's a scent that you can relate to a happy time or whatever, that smell and that the stuff that it does to your brain, it really makes you happy without even knowing. So I've got 6 different scents that I use. Here's one over here. But the point of it is that even if it's one spritz, it's doing my morning routine, putting perfume on, and it's really getting my day going. And then the last thing, I know I have to keep to the time here. The last thing, like I said in the beginning, was a lipstick. The quickest way to change your look, the easiest way to change your look, and you can use your lipstick in 10 different ways. You can use your lipstick as a blush, you can use your lipsticks as eyeshadow, you can use your lipsticks as a lipstick, and you can use it if you're using a red lipstick or an orange lipstick, you can use it as a color corrector. So for people with dark circles under their eyes, I've got 2 tips for you. One, you can use your lipstick, you dab your finger into the color, you dab it underneath the eye. Please don't judge my nails, it's been a while. You dab it under your eye, and then you place your concealer over. The reason for this is that the red color or the pink gives you the opposite effect to the blue or green under your eyes. The second piece of advice that I have for you, if you've got circles under your eyes or your eyes are feeling really puffy, teaspoon. It's got coconut oil on it. But you're going to take your teaspoon and you're going to put it into the fridge for about 10 minutes. You can take 2 teaspoons and you take them out and you're going to place them underneath your eye. And it really helps with inflammation. It helps swelling go down, and it really helps cool the area and give you a really smooth, beautiful effect. Okay, I did see we have questions, but I didn't see what they were.
So one of them was definitely on the eye serums and the advice that you would give. So you answered that, and I actually haven't heard those. So some real tips.
Yeah. So the trick to the eye area, and this is like it's actually a very easy one, and it's something that not many people know. When you apply any products to the bottom of your eye, specifically this area, you're going to use this finger. The reason why we use this finger, see this guy, the ring finger? We use this finger because it exerts the least amount of pressure onto the skin, and the area underneath your eye is extremely sensitive. So we want to take as much care of it as possible and give it as much respect as possible.
So I do see there was a question that came in about people wearing masks and how you should do your makeup when you're wearing your mask. Does the mask color affect what you're doing? Where should you start and begin?
So Howie, that's actually a very cool question, because I did a whole makeup video and tutorial, which I can actually send to Dan after this to send to everyone if they want. But basically you concentrate on your eyes, and everything I did in the video was to enhance the look. So if you can think about makeup in this way, all the dark colors are going to make your area look smaller, and all the lighter colors are going to make the area look bigger. So you want your cheeks to look higher, you want your eyes to look sharper. So you definitely want to get your liquid liner going. And liquid liner, guys, this is the perfect time to practice your liquid liner. This is the time, because liquid liner is just practice makes perfect. Trust me, when I first started doing liquid liner, I could do one really beautiful line and another beautiful line, and then they just didn't match. So you just got to practice. But this is the perfect time to really rock your winged liner. Winging is everything.
Loving it. I swear I even thought that the other day, because I was like going to the shops and I started like putting on a glass and I was like, what am I doing? I'm wasting yes, I thought you're absolutely right. I have to focus on the top.
And Dina, you have such beautiful eyes. Wow. Even your brows. I mean, Gillian is amazing. When I started makeup, Gillian's name was everywhere. That was who I looked up to for makeup.
Yeah, no, she's amazing. She really, really is. So I've got a question that came in now. How do you stop lipstick bleeding?
Oh, so this is actually quite fun. So the first thing you can do is definitely wear a lip liner. That really does help. And the lip liner also helps you keep your lipstick in the line of your lips. That's number one. Number two, if you're wearing a very shiny lipstick, something that's not very solid. So for example, matte lipsticks, keep within your lips rather than something with a bit more texture or a metallic or that kind of lipstick. So if you want a lipstick to stay, rather stick to the matte, use a lip liner. And then it's also fun to take your concealer brush and you can actually just do a very light line outside of your lip just to finish and enhance.
Sure. These are amazing tips. Howard, are you taking note of these tips?
The next time I put on lipstick, I will definitely do whatever Gina tells me.
Exactly. Good.
Lipstick is a really powerful tool. Sorry.
It really, really is. Now, someone's asking, what exact coconut oil would you recommend?
So absolutely any coconut oil. This is the one from Woolworths. It's actually it's the odorless cooking oil from Woolworths, the organic one. And sorry, let me just put that down. I'm very clumsy, so I'd definitely break it if I didn't. And the trick is basically to just use it for any areas that you want to. You can even use it for your lips as a treatment, the coconut oil. You can use it just on the sides of your cheek here, just to make this a little bit shiny. Everybody loves a good highlighter. There's so many different uses for products at home. And I really think that this is the time for people to enjoy it and to actually start looking after their skin, because everything works together. Your mind, your body, your outside features, everything that you do works together. So if you're feeling good on the outside, you're going to feel good on the inside and vice versa.
Absolutely. I think David's suggestion was a good one, to have a night, especially like if you're just at home and you're in your pajamas.
100%.
Day, choose a day and get dressed up. Put on a bit of makeup.
Can I tell you, you can be wearing a plastic bag, but if your hair and makeup looks good, you're going to feel sexy as anything, and a good pair of shoes.
as anything. Gee, there's a question about wrinkles. What can you do to conceal them or improve them?
So you can't conceal wrinkles. Wrinkles, I think, look, we were talking about Botox earlier. It's for some people, it isn't. If you're a person that's not for Botox, the best thing to do is start looking after your skin. So for example, wear a sunscreen. You have to wear sunscreen even in winter. Even when you don't think the sun is getting to you, it is getting to you. So number one, wear a sunscreen. Number two, using the right products for your skin. You have to understand your skin, because what I recommend to you could be completely different to what's good for your skin. So understanding your skin is the first step to understanding anything. And we all assume that we know what our skin wants, but we don't actually understand the logistics behind it. So understand your skin, use the right products, drink lots of water, stay out of the sun. As long as you're living a healthy lifestyle, that's the first step to looking after everything and achieving the right look.
So, G, I don't know if you saw, we had a poll and we asked people, if you had Botox, would you admit it freely? And 68% of people say yes, 32% of people say no. And final question. Sorry, you were going to say?
Sorry, I thought you were going to ask me. I was just going to say, you always ask me the difficult questions, but actually, I think it's a preferable thing. I openly admit that I have Botox. I like it very conservatively. I think that it's for some people, it isn't for other people, and I love it.
So the last question that came in from Ron Lee says, I always land up with makeup under my eye. How can I avoid this? What eyeliner should I use?
Okay, so that's directly because of the oil that accumulates under your eyes, which is good. People with oily skin actually think that it's bad, but the more oily your skin, the better you age. So with that, I would recommend trying to use a waterproof eyeliner, number one, and number two, looking at your mascara, because sometimes if your mascara is not waterproof at the bottom and you're putting mascara on your bottom lashes, it can conflict with the liner and hence it starts smudging. The other thing I can recommend is using a translucent, very light powder. You don't want to apply too much under the eye, but you do want to just set it into the eye so that your makeup doesn't move.
Fantastic.
Okay, so
we're getting a fortune of questions. We've also got questions on filler and Botox and that. We are also going to have Dr. Maureen Allen from Skin Renewal, who's going to answer a lot of those. And I know time is moving, but Jean, thank you so much. You're amazing.
Such a pleasure. Yay. I'd also...
You're your own advert. You're glowing.
I'd also like to offer another prize. So if you want to throw it in there, somebody could win a one-on-one private makeup lesson with me. It's 2.5 hours and it's worth 2,800 Rand.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. So right at the end of today's broadcast, we'll put up, in case someone hasn't donated yet, let's put that up as an additional prize to encourage people to make a donation to the Jewish Report. That's absolutely fantastic. Gina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, cool. Dina. Thank you, Howie. Thank you.
And Gina, you know, you were the one who taught us that beauty comes with responsibility. You do unbelievable amounts of good work in schools about bullying and teaching people about the consequence of bullying. You know, we combine here a lot of good work as well that we do. And so our next guest on tonight is, in fact, Marilyn Basson, who is doing feeding right around South Africa. Absolutely amazing. Let's Dan, bring her onto the panel and let's hear from Marilyn about the remarkable work that she's doing in the footsteps of someone like Gina, who's really inspired so many people in what she does.
Exactly. Thanks, Jean.
Thanks, Jean. Bye, guys.
Marilyn, welcome. Let's unmute you first of all.
Oh, am I muted?
Okay, now you're unmuted. We seem to go from people's kitchens to are you in the kitchen or the study?
I'm in the study.
Marilyn, for years you've been one of the shining examples of our community of people just doing good in the townships around the place. You spend an awful lot of time in Soweto. You're right around the country involved in feeding people at the moment. Tell us about what you're doing.
Okay, so what we're actually doing right now, which is an entirely separate project, and that's actually what I think is more important to discuss, is with lockdown and the lockdown and starvation and a plague and a famine all coming together. People in the urban areas are struggling. You've got to know what is going on in the rural areas where there's absolutely no access to food parcels. If they've been stolen here, they're not even getting to the rural areas. So what we've done, my foundation has joined with the EPUB Foundation, and we started distributing huge loads of EPUB into different areas. We started off originally in the urban areas, all the areas around here, and we've now moved on into the rural areas where honestly there is these people are going to die. We've called this project the Save a Soul Foundation. The Save a Soul project. The Angel Network has joined us as well. We're also getting assistance from the Dis-Chem Foundation as well. And we, as you can see in this picture was taken in Hoedspruit. These people walked a 20-kilometer journey there and back to actually get EPUB. What EPUB is, it is a very highly nutritious porridge. It gives you almost all your entire recommended daily allowance of vitamins and nutrients, and it's actually going to keep these people alive. When we do a drop-off, we do a drop-off for, if it's adults, it would be 500 adults at a time, and it would be a 3-week supply for each adult. And we know that at the end of this time, the body count is going to be in areas like this. They just cannot survive this. There's no money coming from anywhere, and there's no press, there's no coverage. So when a child gets hungry, they get hungrier, they stop crying eventually, and they just fade away. And we are determined that we're going to save lives with this. So how we actually do it is we network. For each drop that we do, there's about 5 NGOs involved. We land up from the Angel Network, who lands up funding it, with Dis-Chem Foundation, and the EPUB Foundation also fund it. We get another NGO to come and transport it to wherever it's going. And then we get somebody else on the other end to hand it out. We're very, very specific about who we get it to, because it's a very precious load. This coming Thursday, the South African Jewish Board of Deputies and the Angel Network have donated an incredible amount that we're going to take into Limpopo, into a very impoverished area called Mapani, which has got one of the highest rates of infant deaths in the country. And we're just distributing over a vast space. We are actually going to go and join them just to make sure that we take wonderful pictures and that it gets to where it needs to go.
So Marilyn, how can we help you? Money clearly helps you. How many people are you feeding at the moment, do you think?
Okay, what we have done, what we've calculated, is we've probably done 27 drop-offs already. And as I say, that would be for 500 adults for 3 weeks, but it could be for 1,000 children for 3 weeks. It's a lot. It's a fortune. It's tons and tons and tons of EPUB. And how can you support? We need finances. The more money we can get in, the more it's so reasonable, because it's been given by foundations and it's been sponsored, and during the time of COVID, everybody all NGOs have just come together and have rallied around and helped one another just to make things as reasonable as possible. And if we could just get in more money, we can save more children, because this is really saving us all.
So Marilyn, tell us how we can help you. Give us a bank account, give us something that people can make a donation for the unbelievable work that we do.
Along earlier, I don't know, Dan, do you know where it is?
Dan?
There we go. That's our bank account. We have got a backer buddy as well, but if it goes straight into the NGO like this, we are not charged the commission. So we're really scrimping and saving for every cent that we can to get to a beneficiary that really needs it. And we don't want to pay any more commissions if we don't have to.
That's absolutely amazing. So I suggest to people, if you've got your camera, go take a picture on the screen. Let me take a picture of your banking details over there. That's fantastic. Also, if we can stick it onto the chat section, In fact, I see Dan's already done that. What an unbelievable cause. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of meals that you are providing around the country. An absolute tribute to you and to the Angel Network for the remarkable work that you're doing. You make us so proud as a member of our community.
So many of just, we welcome anybody to come aboard. It's not about who, it's about just getting a food aid out there that is going to save lives. That's what it's about.
That's absolutely amazing. Marilyn, you make us proud to be a member of our community. Really, thank you for everything that you do for all of us. Fantastic. So please, we give generously. We've given you so many amazing causes tonight. So look in the chat section, make a donation through to Marilyn and her organization. Make sure that there are no starving people or people dying at this point in time because they just cannot get access to food. And Dina, with that, we welcome Dr. Allen onto our panel tonight.
We do indeed. We just have to get her camera on and her video. And yes, there we go. Audio. Thank you so much for your patience. And listen, I know you talk about patience. You are very busy all the time. So it's such a treat to have you on. So thank you so much for being with us. You've got amazing clinics all over the country. You also involved with skincare, with health, with everything. So tell us a bit about it.
Thanks, Dina. So just so amazing that there's so many angels out there doing such good work, really. And tonight's been great presentations. So I've got heavy pressure to meet those expectations and to be as good as everybody who's been on. So I'm going to do a quick presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, just to explain the basics of skincare and what we tell our patients at the Renewal Institute and skin renewal. So skin renewal involves skin renewal, body renewal, health renewal, which is a whole functional integrative way of looking at health, and then sleep renewal, which is my passion. So if you can thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks, Dina.
Absolutely. I'll let you get on with it.
Can we share the screen?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah, so it's been difficult over this lockdown period. It's quite scary when it first started. We had 3 weeks and that we would, manage, because we have got the 16 clinics around the country, and we've got like 220 staff, 25 doctors. So it was great that we were able to start working again now on the 1st of May. So I'm going to give you a few skin tips on what our doctors, during the consultations, what we get across to the patients. Especially now during lockdown.
I just want to stop you. We can't see your screen yet. Did you press screen share? Just so that we can make sure that everyone can see what you're on.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Okay, Vic, this is my sidekick here who's helping me because I'm totally technologically.
So Maureen, I'm happy to help and share. I just would need you to send me the file. So if you want to email it, if you are having a problem.
Vic's normally quite good at this, so he'll get me on.
All right. Otherwise, I will send you.
Can you see it now?
Not yet, but we can just get to the link, which I know you have sent as well. I can just send that to Dan. Oh, there we go. There goes. Perfect.
So that's our main thing that we tell patients. We have the pillars of anti-aging. Okay. So the first pillar, most people come to us for injectables, the Botox, the fillers, the threads. And then we have to explain to them that it's not only about that. There are many other pillars that you have to look at. And then we have our in-clinic, in-salon treatments, which unfortunately we can't do at the moment now. But and then very importantly is the home care and the topical products that you use in your skin, because that maintains your skin, and that will be maintaining your skin now over lockdown when you're not, when these laser clinics and all the things that we do in the treatments aren't available. And last but not least, supplements and lifestyle is so important. And if you look at the lifestyle, we also have our pillars of health, which are number one, the foundation of health is sleep. You have no idea how important sleep is, because that balances your immune system. And if you don't get the right amount of sleep, you start tipping your immune system, which is not good. So we all need a very good immune system at this stage of our lives. And then I'll also explain a few supplements that are so important towards the end of the presentation. Okay, so It's not forwarding. Sorry, we're just having a bit of a glitch here. Okay, so most people know about essential care, essential home care with your products and and how to take care of your skin. So the morning routine, I like to double cleanse my skin to make it squeaky clean. Then I put on a serum, and very often it's an antioxidant which protects the collagen you have, or depending what problem you have. If you have like a skin condition such as acne, rosacea, melasma, they all come with impaired barrier. So that's when you'd put on your serum that was to start repairing that barrier. And then you'd put on a good moisturizer. And then as Gina said, don't forget your SPF, okay? And we have SPFs of 50, which do more than just normal sunblock. A good sunblock has to do UVA, UVB, but now the newer technology sunblocks include infrared A and high energy visible light. And then we also have a sunblock that's SPF 100, which we give to our patients with very bad sun damage and for our hormonal pigmentation patients, because that does all the above, plus it's got broccoli seed sprout in topically, which starts reducing the pigmentation. So that's that very popular HeliaCare brand, the HeliaCare 360. And then also, it's also good to do an exfoliation once or twice a week. And now because, you can't do your peel, I'm going to explain to you what home peel you can get from our medical product, Neostrata, and how you're going to use that. Then once again in the evening, if you've had makeup on, please, remove your makeup and then double cleanse your skin. And then you put your active topical ingredient for your concern, whether it's acne, wrinkles, rosacea, eczema, and retinol is great for aging and for exfoliation. And then once again, you'd moisturize your skin. Okay, so then to explain to patients what active ingredients they should be using on their skin. So we use the grassroots principle, and grass is not the kind you smoke or that cows eat, okay? So it's an acronym. So it's a simple acronym that will remind you as to what you need for your skin. So the G and the R, the G are growth factors and peptides, and the retinols. Both of those active ingredients stimulate collagen and help for wrinkles. Then you get the A and the S. The A is the antioxidant and the S is your SPF. And those two products protect the collagen that you have, very importantly. And then the last S would be your specialty product. Then once again, looking for what your concern is. That's why our doctors look at your skin and then they, explain to you what you should be doing. So if you've got an inflammatory condition such as acne, you'd put your acne products on. If you've got melasma, you would do a tyrosinase inhibitor. And then rosacea, eczema, and dermatitis, you'd once again repair the barrier and then put serums on that are going to improve that, that inflammation in your skin. And the product I like, it's a medical skincare product, it's Neostrata. Neostrata is a company that patented alpha hydroxy acids in 1970. So any skincare product that contains an alpha hydroxy acid has to use the patent from Neostrata, which is based in Princeton, New Jersey, and it's very well priced. And the two products I like, they've upgraded their products now to include anti-aging. And I love the Skincare Active range because you have 2 tubes. And this is excellent for men who don't like to layer products. So within your Neostrata Active range, you get your cellular restoration and your matrix support. The matrix support contains all of those grass principles and products, plus it's got an SPF in as well. And the cellular restoration has also, once again, got the growth factors, the antioxidants, and all these specialty products. It's great for anti-aging. And then once again, as I said, I love the HeliaCare AK, which actually stands for actinic keratosis, which means very badly sun-damaged skin, and that's got the SPF 100. And then antioxidants, you get the SkinCeuticals resveratrol, and I love the Endocare range, which is made from the same company as HeliaCare, and they have the pure vitamin C. And then once again, for whatever condition you have, then you decide, there's the Neostrata Refine range for acne, there's the Enlighten range for pigmentation, and then there's a Restore range for skin conditions and to repair your barrier. Okay, so at-home treatments, when you can't be coming in for your treatments now, so I suggest a mask once a week. So once again, really inflamed skin. And for most skin conditions which have impaired barrier, the SkinCeuticals phytocorrective mask is amazing. So you apply that at night and you keep it on for 15, 20 minutes and then you remove it. And then for acne, they've got the clarifying mask, which is great at purifying the skin. And then if you've got very dry skin, our bestseller is the Lamel Restore. And it comes with a mask called the Lamel Lipid Recovery Mask, which has got ceramides, which is great for dry skin and great for time now as we're going into winter when the atmosphere is very dry. So those are the 3 masks that you can do at home, and you can do that once a week. And then you can do a home peel as well. Okay, so Neostrata has come with a glycolic peel, which is a 10-alpha-hydroxy acid, which is like a combination peel, because inside the peel, you also have this powerful amino acid peptide called aminophyll. So you're not only are toning your skin with your daily peel, but you're also helping, helping for wrinkles. And what you could do is replace that as a toner. So once you've washed your face, there are like 30 pads in that tub, and every morning or every night you can actually like tone your skin with this daily peel with the 10% alpha hydroxy acid. It's fine for most skins. And then if you want to upgrade and just to give it a bit of power boost, you can do that Endocare growth factors, which comes in a treatment pack. And one little of those little tubes will last you 2 or 3 days. So you can actually add more growth factors after you've had your peel. Because once you've had your peel, you exfoliate the skin and then those growth factors will penetrate better. So that's a great combination to get your glow back. And then lifestyle. Lifestyle is so important. As I said, sleep is the foundation of health. And then the pillars which stand on that foundation are gut health, nutrition, stress management. And guys, really, ladies, stress management is so important in this terrible time that we're all going through. And I know David mentioned that people are losing their hair, and very often it's due to stress. So I suggest do a bit of daily meditation. There are many great apps out there like Calm, which actually teach you how to meditate, or you can just do the block breathing and just take, first thing in the morning, meditation is exercise for the brain, and it's so important to calm your sympathetic system down and increase the parasympathetic system. So by doing that block breathing, which is very simple, you breathe in with your, you belly breathe, you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 4, and then you exhale for 8 through your mouth. And you just do that a few times and you completely change sympathetic to parasympathetic. So sympathetic is go, 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 fight or flight, and parasympathetic is rest and digest, and that's what you want. Okay, so what we also offer at the clinics, we have nurses who work under the supervision of doctors, and we do IV infusions. And what's great about IV infusions is that you're putting the minerals and the vitamins and the antioxidants straight into your system. You don't have to go through our gut, because very often most people have problems with permeable gut and IBS and gut problems, and they're not absorbing their nutrients so well. So if you do an infusion, you're getting it straight into the system. And then once again, you can do like glutathione, which is great for low immunity, especially now that the cold and flu season's coming up. It helps for dull skin. You can do, so each of these conditions, we have a specified IV infusions that address these conditions with the different minerals and vitamins, and especially glutathione, which is a master antioxidant and the master, very important for your immune system and detoxification. And then also for hair loss, you need to do like zinc. So we do a whole batch of, minerals and vitamins, which we get from a compounding pharmacy. And that goes into that, say, the hair loss IV. We have one for a leaky gut. We have an infusion for inflammation, chronic fatigue, and then stress. So that's a great way to get your vitamins and minerals straight into your system. And then for basic, we have a few supplements for basic immunity. And this is not for pregnant and breastfeeding women, unfortunately. And what you do, there's vitamin D3, you do 5,000 international units a day. But after 3 months, you should really go and check your vitamin D3 levels again. And you can't believe how, people aren't going into the sun because they're worried about their skins, they're worried about skin cancers. But sun is so important. Vitamin D3 is a hormone, and it's so important for your immune system. So, and you have to have you should really have a vitamin D3 level over 30. So, and we've done many tests, and most of the tests come back in the teens or in the low 20s. So please, vitamin D3 is so important. So 5,000 international units, and then you check your blood levels after 3 months. Or this is what I like to do. So especially now in lockdown, when I had, when I had the whole day to do it, 12 minutes of midday sun, and I normally put my timer on to get exactly 12 minutes. Because anything more than that you may burn. So that you can do 3 times a week, and you get between 15 and 20,000 units just doing those 12 minutes of midday sun. And believe it or not, you don't really burn. If you just keep it to that, or maybe even less, you will not burn. And then obviously if you've got very low, your skin type 1 and 2, you have to be careful. Or if you've got a lot of moles on your body, also you have to be careful of too much sun. And then also another powerful vitamin is vitamin A, so you need about 5,000 international units a day. And fish oil, 3 grams a day, which is quite a lot, but fish oil is powerful anti-inflammatory. Or if that's too much, you can just take 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil a day. The stuff that our mothers used to give us, that contains all of the above. And then very importantly, zinc, because zinc is very powerful for the immune system. And melatonin, which is not only a powerful antioxidant, it also helps with sleep issues. So melatonin, but unfortunately, you're going to have to get that through a compounding pharmacy. And then another powerful antioxidant is vitamin C, and you take 500 milligrams twice a day. And then if you want any more information, we have our highly trained therapists who are available on our online chat between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. daily, believe it or not. And all you have to do, you go onto our website, skinrenewal.co.za, and at the bottom right corner, you'll find the live chat button, and you click on that, give your name, and then they'll start chatting to you, and they'll answer any of your questions. And if you want to make one appointment with one of our doctors, you can come in and see us. And we have branches in Johannesburg, so north, south, east, and west, like the West Rand. Pretoria, we have Brooklyn and Irene. In the Western Cape, we have the southern suburbs, and we have the winelands, Paarl, Stellenbosch, and Willowbridge. And KwaZulu-Natal, we've got Durban and Mhlanga. And our doctors have been working now from the 1st of May. And you can find us on social media, and their daily tips, information, and competitions all the time. And if you want to go on Facebook, it's Skin Renewal SA. Don't forget the SA. Same as for Instagram, and then our Twitter is Skin Body Renewal. And thank you for listening. And then, oh yes, and then we have an online store, which is amazing. So you go online, skinshop.co.za, and you can purchase your supplements and your skincare products. So those products that I told you about, we sell. We do the medical grade SkinCeuticals and Neostrata. And then we also have the Lamel products available, and we're open 24/7.
Well, thank you, Maureen. I think you've given us a full breakdown of what we actually should be doing for our skins during this time. And actually, a lot of it actually is just probably just looking after ourselves, getting enough sleep, getting some sun.
So I didn't mention that. So the pillars of health would be the sleep, then you've got your nutrition and your gut health, and then you've got exercise, but not going crazy, just mild, moderate exercise, because that also balances your immune system and gets your sleep regular, and then your stress management that I mentioned before. So those are the pillars of health.
Okay. Someone's asked a question now to name apart from the UVA and the UVB, which are the important parts to have in SPF 50 sunscreen?
Okay, so it's UVA, UVB. So sunblock has to have UVA, UVB. That's the minimum. And then it's high energy visible light, which you get from sunlight, and then infrared A. So any light that has heat, fluorescent lights, computer screens, people sitting in front of the computer screens, they think they're protected, but they're not actually. That's infrared A. That's a deep light that actually causes a lot of sun damage. So that's why it's important to have those 4 factors: UVA, UVB, high energy visible light, and protection against infrared A.
So should you have your sunscreen on while you're using your computer?
You should really, because this is infrared A, because if you feel your computer screen, it's hot, and any light bulb is hot, so it's emitting heat, so that's infrared A. Believe it or not, people can't believe they've got this melasma, this hormonal pigmentation, and they go nowhere. They'll get, it still, it doesn't go away because they're getting that light all the time, sitting in front of the computer screens.
I'm getting suntanned. I'm spending so much time on Zoom.
Exactly. Oh, you better put your Helio Care on.
So tell me, when I go out with the mad dogs and Englishmen into the midday sun for my 12 minutes, must I wear sunscreen, or do I just go out no sunscreen for those 12 minutes?
If you go into some of the websites, they are a bit extreme. They say that you have to lie there, but obviously covering your face. You don't want, for women, your face is your face, your neck, and your décolleté. So I never really tan that. I always got that covered, but a hat, and it's a whole story in the morning to go out. But so what was the question? Oh yeah, so what was the question, Howard?
So when I go out for my 12 minutes in the midday sun.
So you lie there, you time it, because don't be any longer.
But no sunscreen.
No, because then what's the point? You like blocking it. And then, believe it or not, you're not even supposed to have a shower afterwards, because apparently you wash off all those hormones that you've now produced on your skin from the sunlight hitting the skin. So it's like kills me not to have to go shower and just cool down, but actually sit there and just let that hormone do its work. It's so amazing with sunscreen. And they say a lot of our problems that we have now with modern age, because we're all indoors, and we're not getting the vitamin D that we used to be when we were out in the pastures, herding the sheep. That's all changed. So that's why a lot of these illnesses are now happening, because we're not getting that vitamin D. Vitamin D is so vital. And for now, this COVID corona nightmare, it is so important to have good vitamin D levels. You have to have, they say, at least 28, 30.
I know tomorrow Dina is going out in Hyde Park to go herd some of those sheep.
Between 6 and 9.
We've got a lot of work to do, and herding sheep is not one of them. Hey, Dina.
Maureen, 2 very quick questions that have come in. First is, what can one do for pigmentation removal?
Okay, so there are 2 kinds of pigmentation. So I tell my doctors, if a patient comes and she's 30 years old and like less than 36 years old, that pigmentation is due to sun damage, but it's a different kind of pigmentation, because a lot of our patients are on the oral contraceptive. So they're adding hormones to the system. So very often that pigmentation is hormonal pigmentation or melasma. Or very similar to when you're pregnant. So the 3 things that cause hormonal pigmentation are the pill, the oral contraceptive, because you're adding hormones to your system. Sun damage, and which usually occurs before the age of 20, and then pregnancy. So that's hormonal pigmentation. So that's one way you can, so we have to decide, is this sun damage, like old age spots, like we get when we're 60, we start getting all these old age spots, but those usually come after the age of 40, the sun damage, those brown spots, the lentigines. So we have to decide, is this hormonal or is this normal sun damage? Because we treat it totally differently. So for hormonal pigmentation, it's not a pigmentation. It comes with red vascular supply, increased vascular supply to the skin. So it comes with red and brown. So we treat that with all anti-inflammatory stuff and topical tyrosinase inhibitors. And it takes a long time, if ever, to actually, you can never get rid of it completely, but you can maintain it and improve it and make sure that it doesn't get worse. And then the normal sun damage that older age ladies get in men, that's quite easy to treat. Those we can just nuke off with our lasers and our lights. But the other hormonal pigmentation is much more difficult because it's a chronic dynamic condition.
So, Dina, if we can fit into very, very quick question. What's your view, Maureen, on fillers? Yes, no?
What?
No, I know answer straight away.
There's a whole new way. You know, I have so many patients that come to me and say, please don't make me look like the woman with the cheeks and the lips. So there's a whole new way of doing fillers. Okay, it's called the MD codes. And there's this Brazilian plastic surgeon that goes around the world, but he's not going around the world anymore. He's in Sao Paulo now, and he's doing Zoom sessions. Can you believe it? So the other night I was telling my partner, Victor, I can't actually believe it's a Friday night at 5 o'clock because now they have to, you know, make sure that everybody around the world can zone in. And I'm listening to a whole presentation on, you know, how to, you know, the next step. He calls it the next human. And it's like totally amazing how they do all these fillers where you actually fix the points of aging. So all along your face, you've got these aging trigger points, which if you don't correct, it's like a domino effect and everything starts sagging and sinking. So that's the new way of doing fillers, where you actually fix the foundation of the face, then you fix the contour of the face, and then you start worrying about the lips and the tear troughs. So it's so important. So fillers are my best, actually. Fillers are my favorite. But I love Botox as well, because Botox started this whole, and believe it or not, Botox started this whole anti-aging revolution. And that was in like 1995.
No one would believe that Dina is in fact 95 years old herself.
96 next week.
Dina, Dan is reminding us that in fact we've got one more person to come on, and we've been going for 3 hours and 15 minutes. So Maureen, huge thank you to you. Really appreciate your time. That was unbelievably useful. Dan has put all of your details into the chat as well. We'll send out tomorrow to all the people who registered for tonight. So just
don't forget our hydro touch facials that we will do once lockdown level 1 is, you know, we'll come down to level 1.
Thank you so much.
Totally amazing, and it's totally relaxing. Okay, thanks, guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Have a good night. Hello,
so
and
Donna is our last person tonight. So you better make this good, Donna.
But your mute is on, so don't start talking until you have switched your mute off. There we go. And thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you for having me. So I am a qualified aesthetician and skin is my passion, but we just wanted to show everybody a little bit of waxing. So first I'm going to just quickly play a video on some nose and ear waxing that wives can also do for their hubbies while we are at lockdown. So I'm sure that most men are wanting to continue with their pampering. So yeah, and those wax are essential for everybody. And
so Donna, I think we're having a bit of problems with the sound. I don't think people can actually hear you. Is it possible to talk over the video to give an explanation? Just because I think
Don, what you can do is, if you go to the top, you can just say share computer sound. If you go to the top of your Zoom window on the Zoom controls, and you click on more and you say share computer sound. You should be able to see that.
That you put in your microwave to warm up. It's that most men are wanting to continue with their pampering. So ear and nose wax is obviously essential for everybody. And there is actually wax available that is from Mandy's Hot Wax that comes in a mug or in a container that you put in your microwave to warm up. It's available at Discount, Clicks, Pick and Pay even. And once you've put it in the microwave, it will become quite a liquidy consistency. How you'll use this to wax the nose and ears is, if you don't have a tongue depressor or a spatula at home like this, what you can do is you can also make use of cotton buds. That's absolutely no problem. With hot wax, you want to make sure that you apply it quite thickly. You don't want to do it too thin, because if you do it too thin, then unfortunately it will crumble and you won't be able to lift it off correctly. So when you've got that thick layer, you'll be able to peel it off. Now, ideally, when doing hot wax, you want to make sure that you are applying it against the direction of hair growth. So you want to basically be pushing that hair up so that when you rip the wax off, it is going to remove that hair from the root. So we're going to start off now with the top of the nose. And you'll see that over here, I'm applying against that hair growth, really making sure that it is pushing that hair up. Okay, so your hot wax does need to dry. So what you want to do is you want to see when that glossy color has gone away and it looks dry, you'll then be removing the wax. When removing your hot wax in the exact same direction that you applied the wax, you want to remove it as well, so against that hair growth. So I'm just going to wait 1 or 2 seconds before it dries, and then I'll be able to remove it. But at the same time, I'm going to start doing the inside of the nose. You want to make sure that you don't go too far up the nose, because the hairs that we have there are meant to give us protection from dust particles. So we just want to really do at the top inner corner of the nose. So what you'll do is you'll put your hot wax onto your cotton bud or spatula, and you'll put it into each nostril, and you'll actually leave it in there until it dries. So you'll see what we're going to do over here is I'm going to be opening it up like that and really just kind of moving it around to make sure that it's everywhere, and then I'm just going to leave it in there and it's going to dry, and as soon as it's dry we'll be able to remove it. So the top part is already dry now, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing in the opposite direction. So you'll see over here. Okay, and you get your whole piece of wax off. You don't want to do both nostrils at the same time, because obviously then you won't be able to breathe. So we're going to leave that one to dry for a second while we start putting some on our ear. So with the ear, some people have hair on the outer section as well as the inner section. So whichever you're doing, it's not a problem, it's the same technique. You'll just continue with it like that. So I'm going to do the outer section over here. Applying quite a thick layer. I'm going to let that dry. While the nose is still drying as well, I'm just going to put it on the other ear. Okay, so our nostril should be dry by now. So all you're going to do is you're going to hold on to it tight and pull it out, and all the wax should come out with the excess hair that you do not want either. Okay, we're going to be doing the other nostril. Just letting that dry as well. And for now, this ear will be ready, so we can remove that as well. Okay, our other ear should be ready as well. You'll see that there isn't even too much pain with it. Also, one thing to remember is when you're doing your wax, make sure that you've just washed the area that you're going to be doing, because if there's any oil or cream, the wax won't be able to actually stick to the skin. So just make sure that the area is clean. And that is our ear and nose wax.
And very impressive how you got your model to stay so still during the whole performance.
Great. So I'm from Dermaquest and Dr. Shramek. We represent two medical brands in South Africa of skincare. So I'm going to just be chatting a little bit about your skin consultation. Now, with regard to your skin, I always say that you need to invest in it because it's going to be representing you for a long time. So ideally, you want to have a very thorough consultation with your therapist that you're going to, or your facialist, or your beautician, whoever you're going to. And you really want to make sure that you're getting a tailor-made approach. So what we are going to be doing is I am going to be offering free online consultations for everybody watching, for any friends, for anybody who would like to have it. You can WhatsApp me with pleasure. Dan is going to put my number in the chat now, and you are more than welcome to WhatsApp me, and we will do a 30-minute online consultation where we will really give you a tailor-made approach. Now, as Dr. Maureen mentioned as well, you want to make sure that you are sticking to your routine and using your correct products. So what we've actually done is we have formulated at-home kits. So we've got different kits for pigmentation concerns, for acne concerns, for aging concerns, as well as for sensitivity concerns. And it comes with directions, and it allows you to do a full consult, a full treatment at home after your consult, making sure that you are doing a full routine 3 times a week with cleansing, toning, exfoliating, masks, serums, and moisturizers. Also, if you do have a at-home roller kit, you're also welcome to make use of that with your serums to give you the results. But with your skin, you really want to make sure that you're getting that tailor-made approach, because if you do not, that's when, unfortunately, you can have problems and you can have more problems developing. Now, prior to lockdown, you might have had concerns such as pigmentation or aging or acne, and you've been treating that. But now with lockdown and unfortunately not being able to have your treatments, whether it be your facials, your chemical peels, your lasers, your microdermabrasions, whatever it really was, you might have had new concerns occurring now. And a lot of the concerns that I've been hearing about with all the online consults that I've been performing is about sensitivity. And that is because people have perhaps been going in the sun without their SPF on. That, Gina, as well as Dr. mentioned, is really, really vital. But also, not sticking to your routine. So really, it's important to make sure that you do stick to that routine and even wash your face in the morning and put your moisturizer on, because our skin does work in the evening. And if we are not continuing with that, post-lockdown, we're going to kind of have to restart reassessing the skin and making sure that we are going to be, treating it in the correct way. So it's really, really important to stick to that. And that is why having that online consultation will be key for you. And then all of our products are available online. So Dan has also put that in the chat where you can buy everything online. We also have some really nice promotions running at the moment. So you can do your at-home facials 3 times a week, making sure that, you're maintaining that. And we'd also like to offer a chance to win a Dermaquest cleanser worth 695 Rand. So what we'd like is for everybody to share their favorite skincare lockdown tip. And what you can do is you can tag us. We'll put our handles in the chat or the Q&A bar. And you can tag us and we will choose the best lockdown tip. And lastly, when using good products, it's always important to remember that you don't have to use too much. So I just want to put a quick practical video as a picture.
No more videos. 3.5 hours, no more videos.
It's just a photo.
A photo we can do.
This shows you exactly how much you need of each product. So you'll see that with your eye product, you only need about a pea size, which will be split between both eyes. Your exfoliator, you only need about a 10-cent coin. Your cleanser, you generally need about a 5 Rand coin. Your serum, only a 1 Rand coin. And your moisturizer and mask, about a 2 Rand coin. And that is really all you need when using good products. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
That's unbelievable, Donna. I have one question. That model that you used, that looked very familiar. that looked like the CEO of the Jewish Report, Danny Kadar.
I'm going to have to agree with you. You were very correct. It is indeed him.
Why didn't you make him scream more?
You know, he wasn't budging. I thought there was going to be some screams, but there wasn't. He was a very good model. And maybe I should always tell him that we're videoing for the Jewish Report and he won't scream every time I do it.
Donna, a huge thank you to you. That's unbelievable. So just in order for people to win, all they have to do is tag in the chat section now. They need to tag at DermaQuest SA with the good skin tip, and you will select one and we'll give it away as a prize tomorrow, a cleanser worth 695 Rand.
Sure, or they can do it on social media. They can like our social media pages with the same handles and tag us there, and that way we'll also be able to choose a winner.
Fantastic.
Great.
Really appreciate it. Dina, tonight we have given away so much. I feel like we're Father Christmas or the Hanukkah bunny, or I don't know what's the equivalent of.
All of them all together. The lockdown bunny. The lockdown.
You get a prize and you get a prize, and there's a cleanse under your chair. Look under your chair now at home. Who knows that maybe in fact you've got eyeliner or a foot scrub or something.
That would be impressive if we managed to get people's prizes under their chairs in lockdown.
Very
and I see Nikki says, don't forget DermaQuest, don't forget to stay hydrated. That's really important. Ronly Dorfman has fantastic advice for us. She said we needed part A and part B, part 1 and 2. That would have been fantastic.
True. There's so much to get across. There's so much to looking good. I think we've really done the full spectrum tonight, though. We really have tried.
I feel that you and Dan Stillerman are way ahead of me here in what you've done in order to look good tonight.
No,
I'm exhausted.
I'm looking 3.5 hours older than when we began this. That's for sure. Dan, a huge thank you to you for everything as always. You are a mensch and a superstar. And not only that, you look like you've used every beauty tip that we've actually had tonight.
I don't know. As I say, I feel exhausted. I'm looking at myself in the camera here. And
you know those rings under your eyes, hey?
Yeah. Get a teaspoon.
Spoon.
Just run to your fridge.
Just a huge thank you to everyone. One last thing just before we go, we've had a request for people who want to still donate to the Jewish Report. We're going to put up on our screen, Dan, I don't know, a poll or the Zapper thing. We've got about 40 prizes we've given away, and I want to correct a prize thing. So Dean, apparently I didn't tell you how much that in fact we were getting in prizes coming from Miss Kalish.
From Miss Kale, yes.
From Miss Kale. So let's just correct that. So many prizes. Tell us what the prizes are.
All right, so I've got to get into it. So it's 9 individual hampers, and it's 3 Morgan Taylor hampers, and 3 glove travel packs, and 3 gelish soak-off packs. So all in all, 9 prizes, 9 hampers.
That's from Debbie Kell. That's unbelievable. So there are so many people who are going to get prizes tonight.
So many prizes.
Make a donation to the Jewish Report. Every donation above 500 Rand gets entered into the draw. And we've got so many prizes to give away tonight. Dan, do we have a poll that we can put up just in case people want to vote for a donation on a poll? And Dan will leave that up for another 2 or 3 minutes. So if you haven't made a donation yet and you still would like to make a donation tonight, there's still a chance to win those unbelievable prizes that have come in. So just, Dina, a huge thank you to you for putting the panel together tonight. People don't understand how much hard work it is to herd the cats into a Zoom panel. That's unbelievable. And then to get Dan Stillerman to actually turn it into an unbelievably professional production on a platform like Zoom, which was never meant to be a TV production thing. It's just absolutely fantastic. So 3.5 hours later, Dina, you look like you're fresh as a daisy. Dan, it looks like you're going clubbing in Taboo later. I have some friends in New York who've been waiting for me to have this vodka, lime, oranges, and who knows what else.
At the right time in New York. You're just in time. So you're ready to go.
It's now, I think, 5:30 in New York, and they're already drunk and waiting for me. And in fact, I can tell you, you know who my friends are in New York, because I'm sure many of the people listening would have read some of their books. So I don't know if you've ever read the book Emergency Sex and Other Desperate Measures, written by
I haven't come across
one of the best books actually ever written, a story of 10 years working for the United Nations in some of the hotspots around the world. So Ken Kane was in Haiti during the fall of General Aristide. He was in Cambodia during the transition to democracy. He was in Rwanda during the genocide. He was in Mogadishu during Black Hawk Down.
So maybe I shouldn't be traveling with him, it sounds like.
A bad person to travel with, but an amazing book called Emergency Sex and Other Desperate Measures. And his remarkable wife, and I'm sure, Dan, you must have read her book, New York Times best-selling author for literally years, Susan Cain. If you haven't read her book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts. An absolutely astounding book.
Why have you read a book about introverts, Howard?
I'm thanked in the book because over the years that it took her to write the book, I kept on saying, I don't understand. I just don't get it. But she sold, if I'm not mistaken, over 3 million copies, literally years on the New York Times bestseller list, and watched on TED.com over, I think, 10 million times. One of the most popular talks ever on TED.com. So look for Susan Cain on TED or go buy the book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts. But they're waiting for me in New York now to have a
drink a poo. So then we shall keep you no longer. We've kept everyone. We've hoped they've enjoyed the show. We know it's been long, but we know it's been a lot, but we think there's so much in there. As they say, we're on the red carpet. It takes a village to get people ready. So we hope that we've given you some of the village.
We have to talk very quickly about the upcoming panel. Howie, Thursday night, I think it is.
Thursday night is our next panel. We've got a whole lot of entrepreneurs who've all managed to pivot their businesses, to do some things completely differently, to take advantage or deal with what lockdown has brought. And one of the panelists is sitting on stage right now on Zoom, and that's Dan Stillerman. And he's going to be talking about how Excel Academy has moved entirely online during lockdown.
To Zoom Academy.
To Zoom
Jewish
Academy.
Report Academy.
I think you've moved a few people.
Yeah. And then we've got something else up our sleeves, Howie, that we're still working on. You did mention...
We have two things up our sleeves, Dan.
Big.
Major things up our sleeves, which we can't tell you yet. But Dan and I are working feverishly away on two really spectacular events coming up. So with that, I'm going to leave you all. Good night to everyone.
Drink in New York, Howard. Dan, go shave your hair, and everyone else have a good night's sleep.
Ciao.
Cheers, guys.